Dang it, Bobby.
Oklahoma City, the city of opportunities. I created this documentary for all producers and musicians, music producers and beat makers. We are the foundation of all music. I interviewed some of the greatest producers in Oklahoma and young greats in the making. Beats Revealed. Episode 1.
Oklahoma City.
So I'm from Oklahoma City, if you ain't know.
I grew up in Choctaw.
I'm from Oklahoma City.
I'm actually based in Midwest City, like the Spencer area, kinda.
I'm from the south side of Oklahoma City, to be exact. Curve Village, southwest side.
Oklahoma City, 405. Sooner born, sooner bred.
I am from Blanchard, Oklahoma.
Oklahoma City, yo. Oklahoma City, man.
Dale City, Oklahoma. Born and raised.
Born in Oklahoma City, raised in Midwest City.
Yeah, I'm from the west side of Oklahoma City, man.
I was antisocial as fuck, bro, in school. So, like, shit, all I did was stay on the computer and listen to music. Bro, I just downloaded a program called Mixcraft. I got the cooking up, bro.
I've been doing like studio engineering and producing for like metal bands and stuff like that for a while in like my early 20s. And then I used to be in the Army, and I went to Iraq, and before I went, because I knew I was gonna have, some downtime, and I was just gonna be stuck in the middle of the desert. So I was like, I'm gonna teach myself how to make beats. And I got like Reason, and I had like a little Dell computer, and I just kind of started teaching myself how to make beats when I went over there.
But I started doing music with poetry, really. So starting with poetry, I wanted to be a singer. But y'all, I can't really sing like that. Like I can, but I can't. But doing poetry, I kind of got into rap a little bit more. And that's when I really, really started to fall in love with that. So yeah, that's kind of the start of it all. And then I ended up, we got our group together, Dynasty Cash, shout out Victoria. We pulled that together, and then Nightmare Gang came in the picture. Shout out Lex, shout out Quincy, shout out Trey. And from there, we here.
I started out wanting to be a film director. Like, that's what everybody don't know. But like doing that and making my little like home movies at home and stuff and writing scripts, I needed music for my films because I did it. I edited it, I shot it, wrote it and everything. So I was like, oh, I need music now. So I was like, okay, let me download some software and do this. And I think I downloaded Mixcraft or something. Yeah. That was one of the first things I ever used too, Mixcraft. I started making my early music in that, but it was real cinematic and film score. It wasn't necessarily like hip hop or anything. Like it didn't have drums a lot of time. It was like strings and pianos. I think maybe starting out that way, that's why I'm so good at melodies now. It's because
it was really cool for me, but now that I'm older, it's become the brunt of a joke. I went to band camp in 7th grade, and I took, the way band camp goes is you take classes, you get to pick your schedule, and I did a mixing class and I remixed Daft Punk. I was like 12. It was really bad. And I have it on like a burned CD, so it's really rough.
The love of music, bro. All my family has been involved with music my whole life. My mom, my dad sing, my uncles play instruments, But they play Mexican music.
I say some close family members. I was saying before, like a mainstream person, it was with family members. They fuck with me.
My dad showed me how to create beats. I used to bug him all the time
Hey, yo, Dad, I wanna make a beat. And he'll go on there, you know, I'll tell him the melody, he'll do the melodies on the beats and stuff like that. As I got older, he was like, you know what, son? You know what you're doing, but let me sit you down and show you how to quantize and put the tracks together. And that's kind of how I started making beats at like 13, 14 years old. So yeah.
The death of my brother Goofy.
Mine was like, started making music when I was young, but like really pushed it to start making music was my brother Chicago.
Man, I was rapping. I was just a rapper at first, and I could never really find beats I liked on the internet, so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just learn how to make my own.
I started DJing and shit when I was 15. So I went to UCO and I was just there, you know what I'm saying, doing regular shit, DJing and shit. And I ran into them and they were like making music and I was like, damn, I fuck with them, you know what I'm saying? And they were telling me they needed a DJ, so I was like, shit, I'll be y'all DJ, I'll fuck with y'all, you know, whole double O group and shit.
Yeah.
And so shit, really, I just seen how they was making music, bro, and I was inspired, bro. I'm like, man, I can make music for sure. So I kind of jumped into that shit. I was recording at first, though. I wasn't even producing at first. I was recording for a whole year, just being an engineer and mixing the songs and shit. And then after that, I kind of like got into making beats after that.
FL, from start to finish.
Ooh, man, you know, I'm a little older guy, so you know we didn't really have the software then, man. I look back then, I'm like, woo, you know, we was using hardware. My dad had this old school keyboard called the Ensoniq. It was a big, heavy keyboard. I mean, it was heavy, but it was the Ensoniq. We have floppy disks. That's how old school it is. We actually have floppy disks that you put into the keyboard with the other sounds that you had and stuff. Hilarious now I think about it. Save your beats and stuff on the floppy disk. But that's what I started using first.
From that, it was synthesizers long before workstations where we could loop properly. I mean, we literally had to splice stuff. So like, you would have a 2-track and you'd have to bounce it from one to the other, bounce it from one to the other, and then just do it all in real time. It sucked. But it was cool, because like I said, it taught you grassroots. When you learn it that way, not only can you appreciate what it is you're doing, but like anything you can do on top of that to kind of improve what sound you started out with is like day and night, you know, how much you can appreciate the sound and how you can kind of build from that and grow from that.
I think for like maybe a couple months I did GarageBand, but then I kind of expanded out and then I started using Fruity Loops. And then for the last 11 years now, I've just been mainly Fruity Loops. Pull up FL Studio right now, it's the normal person. They look at it like it's alien technology, man. And as long as you're willing to put in the work, you will see some of the craziest things. I personally view like FL Studio is like the production version of Pro Tools. You know what I mean? And so it's because there's so much stupid things that you can do in this thing in FL Studios, but as long as you know how to do it, it really becomes like just a huge creative process. And I think FL Studio has expanded my way of just being creative, you know? Especially moving from like, you know, I use Logic and Pro Tools to record and engineer. You know, I don't use any of that stuff to make beats because the creativity process and what is available to you in FL Studios is expansive, you know, as long as you are willing to know how to use it.
I love making beats on Acid. Acid was my favorite. It's just super easy to use. For me, it's easy to write, easy to quantize, everything. And it didn't matter whether I was making the beats in Acid or in Sonar. I could make them in either one. I enjoyed making beats in Acid more than I did Sonar, and I loved recording in Sonar.
Man, I'm a melody guy. I can listen to a melody, a beautiful melody without the drums, to be real with you. Like symphonies, violins, pianos, those are like really my favorite. Harps, those are like some of my favorite sounds. It's just a beautiful tune to it. You know, I grew up on R&B. You know what I mean? I grew up on the R&B stage. My family was bumping R&B in the household. Once again, my older brother, who's in R&B, always had the Jagged Edge and the Jodeci's and the 112s and stuff like that. So, Silk, you know, all those major dope groups back in the day. Drew Hill was always in our system. So I grew up on the melodies instead of more the drums, because you know R&B didn't have those hard 808s, and they do in it now. So, you know, as times change, but those early 90s, mid 90s, and late 90s, it was more just dope melody, piano play, and you know what I mean? Wasn't too much going on. You didn't have the you know what I mean, all the crazy drops and stuff now. So it's definitely more just a cool little kick, simple cymbal, little snare or clap or whatever, and beautiful melodies. So I'm a melody guy all day for sure. I start off my beats with melodies to this day. So yeah, got to have that melody. Once you get that major melody, the rest is history. You know what I'm saying? Everything else is easy.
The melody is like essential, bro. But the drums, I feel like once you lay that 808 or that bass on there, that doom or that boom, 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 that 808, like that Spins 808 or that Zaytoven 808, I feel like once the drums complete, nigga, that's the best beat. You know what I'm saying? The beats, you know what I'm saying? It's complete by then.
I normally start out with like a melody. Yeah, pretty much all the time. And I'll just normally start out with a melody, and then I might add another counter melody on top of that, and then I'll start adding hi-hats and drum stuff. And I usually add the bass in last, like the bass or the 808. I usually add that in very last.
So when it comes to building songs and making them in the studio, like live, my favorite part is probably mixing, because that's when you start to see things actually come alive. The initial I don't know, making beats is really fun too. I'm just not as good at it, so it's not as fun. But mixing, you know, you can take something that's already naturally super beautiful and just create this. It's an innovative process, and I really, really, really like it.
Really, when I make music, the way that my brain works is I kind of just listen to a beat, and I'm pretty quick about knowing if a beat is gonna be something, like if it has that potential. And as soon as I know that, instantly words start coming to my head. Like, it's almost just instinctual. So it could be a chorus, it could be a verse, it might even just be one line.
It's actually a feeling for me. Long time ago, somebody taught me that there's certain notes you can hit that will bring certain emotions. When I think I heard that, it was like, like light bulb went off. Yeah, you know, like you thought to yourself, if there's any truth to that, there's so many. I mean, it's only 8 notes on the keyboard, right? So you're bound to find that chord at some point or another.
Man, it's gotta be the drums. Like, I feel like the drums are the soul of the song. You know, it doesn't matter what genre it is, alternative to hip hop, to EDM, even to something more open like soul and R&B. You know, the way the drum sets that rhythmic tone, the way the drums like either just smacks or it just lays low and lets things breathe, it really kind of just brings everything up, makes everything sound more live.
Man, I ain't gonna lie, drums. The drums set the beat off, you know what I'm saying? That's what creates the rhythm. It's just something about making drums, creating that bounce. You know what I'm saying? It just sets it off.
Homies, that note from the west side, like like my name used to be in 5th grade. I was 22, bro. My first rap name, on God, bro. In middle school, I kept with the rap. In high school, I always rap, but shit, it just seemed, it came to a point where I rap, then I stopped producing, or I produce and I stopped rapping. But now I'm on the point to where I'm now just like doing both. You know what I'm saying?
2001, I was doing freestyle rapping, right? Well, I had been freestyle rapping all through the late 90s, 97, 96, 97, all the way up to the 2000s. You know, I was freestyling because the Houston vibe, drinking syrup, motherfuckers was just freestyle kings all day, you know? And then I started going to this thing called the Samurai Sake House. They used to be on Northwestern, right in over there, almost by Nichols Hills, kind of close to there. It's a Baskin Robbins now, so. But anyways, we used to go to this spot and used to do showcases, like MC battle showcases, freestyle battle showcases. And shout out to the guys, man. My man Shock B, my man PJ, you know what I'm saying, who's actually the masterminds behind the whole, you know, Wednesday night freestyles, you know what I'm saying? I got introduced to some cats, some young dudes who was doing a lot of freestyle stuff.
I was a rapper, you know what I mean? Me and my cousin, Vicious, we went by the name of Rugged Individuals with a Z. You gotta have the Z in it. Just something fun that we did, you know what I mean? It was nothing really just serious that we was like, oh, we're gonna blow up, we're gonna be huge and famous. It was never like that. It was just something that we did and then just enjoyed just coming together as cousins and just enjoy doing. We grew up watching our dads make music, you know what I mean? Our dads to this day still make music and the band and stuff. So when we was growing up, our dads is playing the keyboards, the guitars. My older brother Trey McCoy from the group Meant to Be, you know, watching him elevate and do his thing. So it was always around me growing up, but it got serious more later on in life. So yeah, for sure.
You know, guys that was doing DJing, my man Nemesis, my man Duo, Keys, JB, you know what I'm saying? Obi-Wan, AKA Burn, Groove Fly, you know what I mean? Started meeting all these guys, Disciple, fucking Super Dave, Katine, bro, it was just a whole bunch of them. And we was doing freestyle battles, you know, and that's how we started doing like line battles. And then it started getting kind of just, you know, we started going out of town with it. And literally, I think 3-4 months us doing this stuff, right? We go do Oklahoma City versus Dallas battle in Texas at this place called the Wildcat, the Wild Coconut. No, it's the Wild Coconut. No, not the Wild. What was it? It's the Caribbean Grill in Dallas, Texas. All right, so we out there, and you know, it's my first time touching, you know, like an out-of-town stage like that as a fucking rapper, or as whatever the fuck I was, you know.
So yeah, I was rapping for a while, and I teamed up with a group of guys, like when in my beginning process of making beats. There was a team called Flight Club that I used to get beats from on SoundClick. They're from Kansas City. Shout out to my guy DJ Tank, JK, and John. Yeah, like I told them I was making beats, and they let me join the team. And after that, man, you know, I was putting my beats on their page as well. And you know, they would get ranked on SoundClick. I would be passing people like Johnny Giuliano, Epic, Vibe, you know what I'm saying? Just fighting for those spots on the charts, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, that's really what it was.
Definitely writing first. The beat making thing kind of came with it. I mean, you know, I came from an era where in school, we wanted tabletops on the desk, bro. Like, I mean, we were real heavy with the thumbs and the pencils, you know what I'm saying? We get in there and make beats like that. When beatboxing and stuff came along, we were all over that. The stomping, you know what I mean? Like, We Will Rock You from Kiss and all that, or whoever it was. Queen, rather, not Kiss. That was like, those were like anthems, you know what I'm saying? So like, when you could get a rhythm off of just organic stuff, like stomping, like thumbs and pencils and all of that, that was kind of how you kind of went at it. And then since I was already writing and stuff, beats just kind of came naturally. I took to sampling before I took to actually making like original beats early on. Run DMC and Fat Boys. Beastie Boys is one of my biggest influences. LL Cool J, all of that stuff really is what kind of I took a liking to early on, I would say. I mean,
I can just pick up and leave and go do tours on a whim, and I can negotiate deals for the artists. I can do a lot of things.
Being a commodity, learning how to do things besides what you do. You know what I'm saying? Like, so if you're an artist, learn how to engineer, record people, do things like if you're a producer, learn how to be a videographer, learning how to play instruments, you know what I'm saying? Playing piano, you know what I'm saying? Like, for instance, like I always stress about being a commodity. That's what takes you to the top and gets you in the door.
During my time at Berkeley and at ACM, I networked a lot. And in law school, I networked a lot. So I think that my asset is the amount of people that I know and my ability to get to know people. And being the same person in all those rooms. I think that's really important.
So you carry yourself.
I think that it makes me valuable to know people in New York, LA, Vegas, Miami. I can set you up wherever you need to go.
But you know what? As I got older, I was like, this is something I might need to pursue more. But then I said I need to be a better engineer. You know what I mean? I need to be a better, audio engineer. Then I became a sound engineer. And then I wanted to get deeper into the graphics. And then I want to become a tour manager or do work on tours and stuff like that. So I just always elevated my mind frame of being just a producer. You know what I mean? And I think that asset right there was made me valuable for anything in this music industry. You know what I mean? If you need me for mixing, I can do it. If you need me for engineering, I can do it. If you need me for producing, I got you. You need me for graphics, I got you. You need me to sound engineer, I got you. You know what I mean? You ain't gonna turn me away for everything. You gonna need me for something. And I give it my all on everything I do. So I think that's something really was dope about myself, man. I learned the game in every aspect. I can even do management. I can even do A&R shit. You know what I'm saying? So
if you really want to be an asset to someone, just don't try to be like someone else. Like let's say someone tries to offer you a deal. Don't change your sound to try to like be mainstream or try to sound like someone else. They want Bobby for Bobby. They don't want Bobby for Drake. You know what I mean? And so if you really want to be an asset, just focus on trying to increase your own value to how you can try to be more to society.
You just got to have that whole 9,000 miles in this industry. Because like I said, it's a here today, gone tomorrow, man. And there's always somebody trying to take your spot. Not necessarily take your spot, but who will take your spot if you're not, still flourishing in this industry, for sure.
Make an impact. Like, people are trying to see the consistency, the work ethic. They're trying to, these days it's not about just sitting around and letting a motherfucker work you. It's like they want to see you work. They want to see what you got, what you can do yourself. They want you to get out here. They want to see if you can really get out here by yourself and do it by yourself. If you can, here, let us give you a little extra to help you oomph the situation.
You got to make sure you getting paid, bro. Y'all can't be showing up to these shows, these sketchy venues, and these bars and these clubs, bro, and it's like 5, 10 people there, bro, and it's no security at the door, bro. Like, you wearing this gold and jewelry around your neck, niggas gonna try you, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I would just say, make sure, bro, you got your money, bro. That make sure you protect it. You know what I'm saying? They know.
If you have something that people want, or you can do something for people, then you're gonna attract people that want those things from you, man. And you're gonna be an asset to them. And that helps a lot of people out. And
in order to be an asset, the best way to always do it is to do just that. What needs to be done, I'm doing it. If I need some help, I'm getting those resources together and I'm pooling all of that together and making it work.
Yeah, no, you're an asset to people as long as they think that you can benefit them, you know what I mean? And the funny thing is I learned this once I kind of got out of the scene for a little bit, was that they'll put up with a lot of shit. If somebody really thinks that you can do something for them, they'll put up with a lot of bullshit. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but it's the truth. But
that's what being an asset is. It's just doing things that need to be done, and you don't even have to be asked to do it. You feel me?
That's what I try to do is like help you check off that checklist of technical things, and like I can handle all that for you in one person in very fast succession, like studio, video, DJ, in club, you know what I'm saying, cover art, release it. I can do all that real fast for you. So it's like
people just fuck with you because you, bro. You know what I'm saying? And that's all you gotta be. You gotta be productive, and you gotta be tolerable. Simple. Nothing more than that. It's just like any work field, you know what I'm saying? You have to be productive at work, and you have to be tolerable by your coworkers. Simple. Easy. Just stay in your lane and be good at what you do. Simple. That's how you be a asset and not a liability.
It ain't even really about the money, but it is, bro. Like, even though I got passion for music, bro, I got like, my mama, she still stay in the dub, bro. Like, nigga, you know what I'm saying? My day, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get like all my people, you know, all my folks, you know what I'm saying, a better position. Like, you know what I'm saying? All the homies and shit, you know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to bring a whole lot of people with me. So shit, it's more about the success than the money part, but you know what I'm saying? Money come with it.
Achievement is just being able to show people that Oklahoma has the same talent as any other place. That's really it.
Yeah, I'd like to open up a door for other artists to make it out. I don't necessarily think that it has to be one artist, but I think as a collective, Oklahoma's got a lot of talent.
I mean, of course, I would love, you know, I think or maybe not every artist, but a lot of artists, you know, they want the Grammys. They want the BET Awards, the MTV Awards, all of that. And that's definitely, you know, something, of course, that I would like to garner within my career. But
win an award, hell. You know what I'm saying? For nigga win an award, and it's over with from there. You know what I'm saying?
Truthfully, I really just want to inspire people. I want to give people that motivation. You know, coming from Oklahoma, it's not very easy doing this. So if I can do it as a female in Oklahoma, anybody can do this. Like, chase your dreams. Like, there's nothing stopping you but yourself. So as long as I get that, as long as I inspire, as long as I, you know, have that core fan base that really, really vibes with me and understands that, and we're here with it, that's all I want, really.
You grinding though. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say I'm gonna get there, but you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna push to get there. But then I'll speak that shit to exist. So nigga do want that Grammy. Nigga do want an award, you know what I'm saying? BET fuck with a nigga. And we just keep grinding, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, shit like that.
This is 20 years in the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was probably a question I could have answered 10 years ago. A lot of the artists that I grew up inspired by, I done did shows with them or like friends with. You see what I'm saying? Or are actually, you know, real familiar with who I am. So it's kind of like a lot of the stuff that I've done already is, I've done a lot, bro. It's crazy. I'm just blessed to be here at this age.
Or I don't know. So for me, what success is first of all, not leaving. The goal in the beginning was to stick by Oklahoma and try to make something happen here.
I don't know. I don't really want a Grammy or nothing like that. Like, Grammys are cool, but I don't know, it's like a lot of politics and like weird shit in there. So I'm not really.
Like maybe plaques?
I guess, man. But I think what would really be tight would really just to be able to fucking just travel the world and just play music. You know, like DJing and stuff.
That's a great question. So with me right now, I don't give a crap. Everything I wanted to do in the music, no, I didn't get to do everything. But for those things that I did get to do, I am forever grateful. Ever grateful, bro, because there were so many talented individuals that I got to meet along this journey, and it has been nothing shy of incredible.
I guess what I'm trying to say is like all the little plaques and stuff and all that, that's cool to like have, to like show people, hey, I've done this or whatever. But like I had stuff like that, and what's weird is I kind of got rid of a lot of that stuff when I kind of lost my mind for a minute. I got rid of a lot of that stuff, and so like I don't know. I guess it just doesn't really that. I don't know. Probably didn't answer your question at all. Yeah, I don't know. I guess it's just be cool to travel the world. Really, I don't really care about like numbers and all that stuff because I think all that shit's fake now, anyways. Honestly. Yeah, it's just I'd rather just be out doing stuff than just be like a thing on the internet people look at.
Helping other producers grow and do what I did and even better. You know what I'm saying? That's what I think. Coming from where we come from in Oklahoma, there is no set culture on music. You feel me? Like how there's a certain particular sound in Atlanta and Houston, and I feel like we don't have that here. We don't have anything people claim yet. You know what I'm saying? And I want to help pioneer that. I want to be a part of that sound. When you hear Oklahoma sound, you think Rob Stovall and the people that he's helped, bring up.
You can't put a price tag on nothing like that, bro. Like, it's cool to go and cop a nice whip or, send somebody your first $2 million check, whatever. I think all of that would be great. I'm not hating on that at all. The moments can't be bought, bro. There's no price tag for it. You get a chance to sit down with something special.
Like being in the studio with the legend.
Man, embrace that, bro. I promise you, man. It ain't nothing like that in the world. You can't go buy it, bro. I'm telling you, you can't. It ain't for sale. It ain't being broadcast. It ain't being advertised. This ain't the stuff people talk about right here. This right here. This ain't what they talk about.
Yeah. Shit, what was it? We was at the celebrity basketball game at PC North. Shit, fucked around, got on the floor. But yeah, nah, bro, I walked past security, bro. Shit, and you know what I'm saying? I got anxiety, but at the same time, when it's time to handle business, like, shit, it's time to handle business, so I just go to a nigga, approach a nigga, you know what I'm saying? We all human, bro. So, you know what I'm saying? I just walked up, bro, really?
Sometimes Rob will hit me up when a big artist comes down here and like send loops for that person. I can't really remember it, but I don't know if anything's actually came out of that, but I've had those type of calls.
You see, when I looked on Instagram, I said, damn, Cowboy up in this hoe. So I think I linked in with that nigga. He said, yeah, shoot me your number, gang. Ever since then, niggas been locking in, bro. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta chop it up with niggas. Be like, you know what I'm saying? Be yourself. Don't try to be like, no. Yeah.
I think the easiest way, if you're wanting to get in touch with bigger artists, for me, the easiest way is to have something to show first and foremost. Just because I think, okay, if you were gonna go and talk to, somebody about buying a house, right? They want to see the proof that you make enough money to do that. They want to make sure that they're not wasting their time. They want to make sure you can even afford to see the house that you're trying to even see, let alone buy it. And I think it's kind of the same way in the industry. You have to put in that work. You have to show them, yes, I'm investing in myself.
I am not getting those. But what I am doing is, building relationships with people like Kutta who are getting those sort of messages and, getting to be in the room that he's created. So for years, Kutta has taken me under his wing and allowed me to network and meet all of the people that he brings in here.
You can take those things and then talk to bigger artists, it makes a lot of a difference rather than, you know, just saying, oh, I got some shit on the way, or, you know, whatever. And in turn, it'll also have them reach out to you without you even having to do anything, because if they see you on your grind, they're gonna wanna, you know, be a part of it, or they're at least gonna wanna know who you are and, you know, have that good relationship with you. So
I feel like every environment calls for different, you know what I'm saying, that meaning for sure. But like in the studio, if you're in the studio with people, like you really just gotta sit back and be chill in the cut, you know what I'm saying? And then whenever it's your opportunity for you to kind of flash your personality or flash your music ability or whatever, then that's when you go ahead and take it, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're not the rapper, I'll just be chilling in the studio. When niggas ask me about beats, who got some beats or who makes beats, man, I need some beats. That's when I'll step up to the plate, you know what I'm saying? I got something, what's up? Oh, you know what I'm saying? Then cool, I'll play some beats while we playing beats. I might, you know, crack a joke or something, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'll be trying to fill the room out just to see how I can drip in the room, you know what I'm saying? So after I kind of fill it out, then I kind of can move around the room, maneuver how I feel, you know what I'm saying? And make it happen for myself.
Ultimately, it's up to you to keep those relationships and be, you know, inviting and conversational and all those things, and be knowledgeable enough to want to be invited back into the room. Because the only thing JB and Kutta can get me is an introduction.
An opportunity.
Right. The rest of it is definitely on whoever they introduce.
I think it's easier for me nowadays, now that I'm, you know, signed and whatnot. But coming up, it was really just going outside, you know. Now, I wasn't really focused on hitting people up on the internet. I was worried about getting in their faces and getting that chance to press play for them. So, like, I think that's really what it was. Going to festivals and just catching people outside, you know what I'm saying? Catching people at vulnerable points. That way I can get a chance to, you know, do what I do.
Yeah. It's a little bit of both, you know, like everyone kind of starts off somewhere, you know, everyone's a newbie, everyone starts off from the ground up. And so you have to really take the time to experiment and fail consistently, continually grow as an individual, to kind of reach out and say, you know, how am I going to reach out to new people? Because until you get to a certain point where they reach out to you, you're going to be doing a lot of the reaching out, you know, whether that's through social media, whether that's through in person, going to events, showing up at live concerts, finding a backstage pass, talking to the managers, talking to the DJs. There's 100 ways you can do it. But most of the time, bro, you're gonna have to put in the work yourself. But whenever you actually start really putting in the work, kind of like what we talked about before, whenever things start becoming an addiction, whenever you're doing music as an addiction, you start to realize it pays off long term.
I didn't have some folks hit me up, but like me, I hit up, you know, I had my team hit their team. You know what I'm saying? And that's just how we gon' get it from there. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's barely be me, but it might be my team don't reach out to you though. So my team reach out, and we lit.
Shows, events, DMs. If I always see them in public, I always try to catch Instagram or a phone number. If it's over networking in the internet, I try to work with them as soon as possible to see, you know, what they're about, and, you know, try to get a feel from them, because it's hard to do it over the internet. I like feeling a person out whenever I work with them, because I don't know your ethics.
One word: articulation. You gotta learn how to talk. Okay? Every word don't have to be a cuss word. Every word that you say don't have to be a derogatory, direct, you know, shots fired type statement.
Talking about people.
You don't have to do all that. It's not necessary. Like, people are people. And because they are, you'll find that most of the time, people are more receptive to having a meaningful conversation. No, this is their approach. When they're trying to sell you something, let's say they got merch. Let's say they got CDs. Let's say they got t-shirts, right? What is the pitch that they're gonna come to me with? Hey, bro. Hey, yo. What can I do with that? I got them. You know, I got them. Okay. I'm not interested. And I gotta leave it at that, because they don't even know how to approach me. They don't know how to talk. They ain't gonna even try. So that's the part I disagree with. Like you gotta articulate your words, expand your vocabulary, learn how to talk, bro. Like to me, that's all you need. The demographics game is so wide. I mean, it's just vast.
Plus critiquing your craft. I think YouTube, learning stuff on YouTube, perfecting yourself. You know what I'm saying? That's the main thing. Before you want to step outside. That way, whenever you do critique your craft and perfect it, when you get around these people and it's time for you to press play, you know it's a go.
Make your own sound. Be yourself. Be yourself. Because I feel like now in the game, everybody's trying to make like somebody else kind of beats, you know what I'm saying? Like having an original sound is not really popping right now. Like a lot of people don't have an original sound. So really just having your own sound and just pressing your own sound and getting better every day, working on your craft, spending time, you know what I'm saying? Being hungry, really. That's what I can tell them, like, you know what I'm saying? Work on your craft, be original, and stay hungry and stay wanting to get bigger and bigger, and it's gonna happen for you for sure.
It can be very difficult at times dealing with motherfuckers that are still in the street trying to, do this industry thing. Like I tell motherfuckers, if you're gonna be a full-out rapper, be a full-out rapper, bro. Let your people do what they do and take care of what they need to take care of. Put people in position. POP, people in position. That's the saying for the motherfucking 2022. Be a person of position.
And I also think that my consistent need to learn things, whether that be for someone else or for my own being. I mean, this year alone, I got licensed as a private pilot. I'm a scuba diving instructor. Like that's all just for me, but I constantly am adding to my toolbox and trying to learn skills not only for the industry, but for life. So I think I'm never done. I want to always be growing. So I think that's important, and I can be taught. Not everyone takes teaching well.
Just be humble, man. You know what I mean? But Bobby, again, Bobby, you're the most humble person I know. And that goes a long way. That's why I mess with you, bro. That's why a lot of people mess with you. That's why, the placement you got yourself was made because you were humble. The thing is that when you are humble as a producer, that aura, that warmth that you have towards other artists and other producers and other engineers, that it brings it in, bro. Negativity spreads the same way that positivity does. And so it's one of those things where you as a producer just need to relax. Don't let nothing get to your head. Just be you. And be humble because, you start acting like a shark, you start realizing how little of a shark you really are. You're just some guppy in a small pond. Again, once you branch out of that small pond into the big ocean, you yourself as a producer will start to realize, hey, I wasn't as big as I thought. Maybe I shouldn't have done this. Maybe I shouldn't have done this. You hit a brick wall, and next thing you know, you're stuck here thinking, what have I gone wrong? What should I have done?
Stop telling your artist he's next up. Stop saying that shit, bro. That's not no real motivation. 6 months go by, and he's still working that motherfucking 9 to 5. Nigga, was he next up then? Nigga, when he ringing them people out, nigga, for their food and ringing their people out for retail sales and shit. Quit telling these niggas they next up, and nigga, you tell these niggas how to make some money off their music, and nigga, you keep it at that, nigga. Quit lying to your artists, nigga.
Honestly, man, I just think people aren't doing enough original shit. It's not hard to copy other people's stuff, especially now with YouTube and tutorials and all that stuff, man. It's super easy just to copy things, which is cool, I guess, if you want to be in a game like that. But I don't know, man, I think a lot of this shit just comes from somebody's perspective, because I don't think I have the same perspective as a lot of people, maybe at least around here that I met. So in my opinion, I think that's what holds a lot of producers back from being better, is they don't want to be as creative because they want to fit into something that's already around them or whatever, which is cool if that's what you want to do. you want to do something like that, you're probably gonna get way further than somebody like me. I'm just being real, you know what I'm saying? But I've also got to do a lot of shit these other people haven't got to do because I was just in a different route. And so, yeah, I value like creativity and originality over really anything more than that. So that's my opinion on that.
Being inconsistent, not working hard enough, you know what I'm saying? Not being coachable, stuff like that, like not being able to take honest criticism. I feel like a lot of artists, producers in general, we all have narcissistic traits, you know? But at some point in time, you gotta know how to take stuff in and be coachable, you feel me? Like, I feel like that's like a key thing. Like, stop being I already know ass nigga. Like, be somebody that's willing to learn and take stuff, you feel me?
Okay, so I know earlier I said all I do is hip hop, but that's what, just doing one genre. So the reason why I only do one genre is because that's where the market is right now. But the most crippling thing a producer or engineer can do is categorize themselves or limit themselves. Yeah, and I see it happen all the time. I'm just a hip hop producer. I don't, right. No, if you can hear music and you can make music do what you want it to do, you're a musician. You're not a producer. You are a producer, but like, you're not just that. You're more than that. So you gotta have faith and trust your ear enough to know that those same 12 notes are being played in country music. They're being played in, huge symphonic orchestras. Like, it's all the same 12 notes. If you can hear them and you can make them do the things that you want them to do, you are capable of working in any genre you want, even if it's not your taste.
Well, I mean, I think I feel like there's no wrong or right way to get yourself out there in this industry, because it's not a book that they give you to say, this is how you make it. You gotta kind of get your bumps and scratches your own way. You know what I mean? I can probably name 10 different producers right now who did it differently than me, but they got successful differently than me, or did things differently. I think you just gotta come with a game plan. You gotta stick with that game plan. You know what I mean? You can't just start today and do it for a couple months and you be like, okay, I'm tired, I'm done. This is a nonstop grind. This is one of those grinds where, you know what I mean, like I was saying before, you stop, you take your time, there's somebody behind you who's catching up and they're ready to do the next thing. If they're not, they don't catch up to you. So you gotta always stay moving, you always gotta stay grooving, you always gotta stay, you gotta keep finding different artists or finding different producers to work with. Travel, man, shake hands. Don't be scared to shake somebody's hands. Ask questions. Be aggressive. When I say aggressive, I don't mean, grab them and shake them. I mean, hey, what's up? My name's CL McCoy. Hey, how you doing? You know what I mean? I'm you know what I mean? You got to talk to people. You got to let them see that you are
serious.
Man, serious, great. Yeah, all that. Perfect example. Yes.
I think a big key aspect behind it is egotism. There's a lot of producers that whenever they start to make a wave, there's that whole cloud being chased, whether it's local or outside. A lot of people start to really get in their head, and they'll either make simple mistakes they shouldn't make, or they'll burn bridges that shouldn't be burned. And the biggest thing that will actually take producers to that next step is how they fundamentally build those bridges with other people. How they.
To me, there is a huge lack of originality. It's what I think. The content sucks. I'm a dinosaur. So let me just say this. I'm old school. I think that there are a million ways to express yourself in other ways. You know how many different ways you can say the same thing over and over again? There's different ways of doing it. Do we have to keep saying, shaking my ass, shaking your ass, ass this, ass that, oh, you got a fat ass? There's nothing else you got to say. Like, there's nothing else you got to show. You got nothing else to entertain us with. That's it. How much dope you done sold? How you got to your empire? You self-made, blah, blah, blah. All that stuff is the same, bro. Like, to me. So I'm just waiting on the content to grow. I think that's what holds people back. The tracks that everybody tends to run to as well. I get it. Sometimes there's just not enough beat makers out here to get y'all right. But at the same time, some of the stuff that y'all want to rap over is just trash. I don't know how else to say it. It is. It sound the same. All that stuff sound microwave. Ain't nobody crafting out nothing for nobody, and it just don't sound good. It don't sound hot. It just sound like the same old. Sound like something I heard 100 times.
Not being people. Not being people. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know some hard-ass fucking producers, bro, that's scared to come out the house, bro. Don't want to talk to people, don't want to meet people, don't want to come to the studio in front of people, don't want to speak up in the studio, you know what I'm saying, when it's time to talk about being a producer. So, bro, that just holds a lot of people back, I feel like. Like, you got to be a star within your lane. Everybody has a lane, and every lane has stars, you know what I'm saying? We know producers that are stars, bro, that are public figures, but they make beats, you know what I'm saying? They're not rappers, but it's the same shit, you know what I'm saying? They're just stars at what they do. It's the same thing. Like, you have to be a star at what you do to be all the way out there, you know what I'm saying? Even the most humble people, quiet people about what they do are fucking stars. Like Mike Dean, that's one of my favorites. Mike Dean's a fucking legend. Mike Dean be chilling, smoking weed with the glasses on, but Mike Dean be lit, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know Mike Dean is hard. You know who Mike Dean is. You know he a rock star, you know what I'm saying? Type shit.
I'll never forget my guy Chris Cutter. I don't think I've ever told this story on camera. So Cutter invited me to the studio a long time ago. It was like 2016, 2017. Kanye was working on the Pablo album, and Tony Williams came to the studio. And I was sitting in there, they were like playing stuff. He was working on Tony Williams' album as well. So I'm sitting in there, I'm high as shit already. Like, I'm really too high for the moment. I'm like, damn, Tony Williams is in here, this is crazy. Man, I must have started packing my stuff to get ready to leave. And Tony said something to me, he was like, where you going? I'm like, oh, I'm just, about to shake, I see y'all working, I'm just about to get out the way. He was like, I came here to listen to your beats. Cutter said you got beats. Boom, boom. I'm like, oh shit, okay. And I hooked my stuff up. I played a couple beats. Tony sat there. He was like, okay, all right, next one. Go to the next one. Go to the next one. Yeah, I'm just steady playing beats. He said, yeah, your beats are too predictable. I'm like, what you mean? He like, just play another one. I'll show you. He played like, okay, intro. Right, the bass about to drop right here, boom, okay. Boom, you already know the pattern about to do this. He just started like assuming what was going on the beat, and I'm just like, damn. He was like, man, sometimes you just gotta be a little bit unpredictable. You gotta have people on the edge of their seat, keep them guessing, don't do the same things all the time. Like, I'm just like, damn. But I didn't take it like, fuck him, you know what I'm saying? I'm just like, damn, okay, I need to step it up some, you feel me? So, yeah, for sure. That was definitely a humbling experience, for sure.
One time I did not complete the mission, bro, was when I had NBA Youngboy in the studio. When I mixed and mastered his songs for his album and recorded for the Decided album. Man, if I was as cold as I am now, and he came, I would be so rich right now. Cause I had some bangers that I could have gave him, you feel me? But shit, at that time I wasn't as good. It wasn't like it was a no, cause he still rapped on some of my beats, they just didn't come out.
Shit, I ain't gonna stunt to you, bro. I done had a couple fucked up missed opportunities, bro. I was supposed to be at the strip club with Lil Bam and goddamn a DJ, what my nigga name is, Go to TV. Still got him in my phone, I could still call, bro. Like shit, but I missed out, bro. I got sick, bro. I ate some Mexican food, bro, and down in Dallas. Fuck around and caught Corona before, nigga, we even knew it was Corona, nigga. Yeah, homies. Nigga pulled up with a mask at the hotel at the Sheraton. I grabbed my shit, smacked my shit down, woke up, nigga feeling like, I don't know. Bitch, I don't know. I don't want to know that feeling, gang. Shit. Yeah, bro. I missed out, bro. That's the only thing I can say I could really miss out on, bro. That's DJing for a little band at the strip club, bro.
I probably want to say, you know, I want to, you know what I mean, when niggas was doing the competition to win like 25 bands or something, and I wanted to be a part of it. I had the dough and everything, and it was just like, them niggas was like more trying to hustle me more than when I was told to pay. So it was just like, you know what I mean? Once you a real street nigga, you ain't gonna sit here and let niggas in any business hustle you. So I wasn't gonna let niggas hustle me, bro. So I just let that shit go. Like, I just, you know, left that motherfucker. I didn't even perform, didn't even hear about the 25 bands from there. You know, I just kept grinding. I'm glad that I kept grinding though, because more doors open for a nigga. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, you know, when you go out there and perform and, you know, you're just like trying to make a name for yourself, of course, like when you're up there performing and it seems like, you know, the crowd is interacting with you, you just gotta work on your energy, you know? If your energy is there and like everything is all aligned and the crowd will fuck with you if they fuck with you. So, I mean, you can't just get up there and expect people to fuck with you. You gotta give them a reason. So really, most of it comes from you. You gotta put in more energy towards your work at that point.
I think time management has been one thing I've had to learn in this industry, especially with having a family to look out for, and you know, you gotta manage that around your work life, studio time, performances. You know, it's a bitch. And as far as with the hardships, man, staying consistent, that's one of the worst things that, you know, takes upon an artist. You know, a lot of people think you fall off. People be going through shit, but, you know, that's no excuse to anybody. You gotta stay consistent.
I really always just sat in the back, bro. I never was one to ever just beg for the attention. I didn't give a fuck about it. As long as I was making my money or enjoying spending my money. You know what I'm saying? However it was at that time, it was more of the fact, let me just soak up the game while I could do it. It wasn't until I started using my voice that I became a factor, that people started using me. It wasn't a time that I really was just like, hey, let me get on, and people like, man, fuck that. What I really had to struggle with is how people would partake me when it was who I was or my character or who I am. A lot of people have problems with the way I am or who I am because I'm Hispanic and I'm acting black, as they would say. And I got a lot of ridicule. I got ridiculed a lot in the years growing up because of who I am, you know? And respectfully for what it was, I'd stand. To me, it wasn't nothing different than me standing up for my hood and standing up for my side and standing up for my partner. It was standing up for something that I believed in. But it made a big impact because there's a lot of people like me that see past a barrier line or see past a color line, and this is, you know, we're a certain type of individual. So, you know, take it how it is. I'm not one to disrespect or anything. Like I said, bro, I grew up in an environment where my environment taught me to adapt to my environment. So imagine growing up with a lot of black kids, what you gonna do? You're gonna be just like them. And the color don't matter. You're just gonna grow up to be just like them, a bunch of hood kids. You know what I'm saying? What color wasn't it didn't matter in my hood, cause you had motherfuckers that was Mexican, black, Indian, white. It was all of us in that neighborhood. So it was just like, it was predominantly black. We all just acted to our environment, as I would say. Survival of the fittest.
My favorite thing in the world is when they come in and they have no idea that I'm the engineer and I'm a white girl. That is fantastic. They're just like, so are you, you know, so-and-so's girlfriend? And I'm like, not really. And so that's always really fun. And then they get super respectful. I mean, they start respectful, but then it's like a whole different thing, and that's funny to me. Yeah, the two people that I've trusted the most in this industry, it's more than two, but specifically two, have cost me the most and hurt me the most. So, you know, and that's where if I was less human and more business, I might have been a little bit better at handling those things. But the thing is we are human, and the industry is not your friend. And I know that that's a tale as old as time, but you know, it's tough to have these personal relationships, friendships, things like that in this industry. And then, you know, there's some butcher knives come out sometimes. So. Yeah, so I have never been in a situation where I had already paid for something and I didn't get, like, I didn't put thousands of dollars down on something and then I lost it. But I have had people run future things for me that could have been, you know, or, you know, you finally start getting successful and they don't like it. So, and they have the power. I mean, you know, so it's I think my biggest disappointment and my biggest learning curve is that I have loved some people that don't know how to be loved. So I don't like, I'm a lot harder to approach a little bit more on the personal side nowadays, but I think that was for the best. The way that I am now is a great version to deal with. So, you know, sometimes change is good, no matter what it takes to get there.
How much time you got? No, but I mean, because there's been so many times. I mean, I feel like, you know, one of the biggest things is being a female artist. There are a lot of people who tell you you're not gonna sell, you're not sexy enough, your voice isn't what it should be, your look isn't what it should be, you don't have the boobs, you don't have the butt, you don't have the sexiness, you don't, like, that's a really big thing, especially for female artists. And I don't think a lot of people understand how hardly that's targeted. So many times doors have been slammed in my face. People talk behind my back, and then when I'm in front of them, oh, you know, you're so dope, you're this, you're that. But then literally you turn around and, oh, she sucks. Like, she's not sexy enough. She's not this, she's not that. I mean, there's so many times, or, you know, different people feel different ways about different things. I'm not gonna say no names, and I'm not gonna go too in depth, but there are definitely gonna be times where you're not going to agree with someone, especially trying to bring on people to your team. There's gonna be a lot of times that those people feel you should be one way, and those doors do get slammed in your face. There's times where, you know, you might reach out to somebody and you don't hear nothing back, or, you know, they say, oh, I'll work with you if you do X, Y, Z. At the end of the day, though, you have to do you. Like, you have to be so confident and trusting in yourself and your purpose that there is nothing that can deter you from that. And that's really what I had to go through and I had to learn, because for a minute I was trying to become those things, because I'm like, okay, I've been doing me and it hasn't been working, so maybe I do need to. And then I realized, nah, because this isn't even me. So what's the point in that? So then it's finding that balance of, okay, it's okay to break out of your shell, get out of your comfort zone, do something different, but never let somebody else, you know, make you or, you know, change who you are. No matter how many times the door gets slammed in your face. Because the truth is, every time you hear a no, you just getting closer to that yes. You know what I mean? Like, just because this person said no, just because that person said no, just because this person said hell no, you never know what that next person is gonna say. And if you quit before you ever get to that door, you ain't never gonna know. Could have been the next door you opened, but you quit. So yeah, you just gotta stay on it.
I got a perfect story for that, actually. So, Waka Flocka. Waka Flocka, man, this is during I think this was like around maybe 2011, 2012, when Waka was pretty much like just blowing up. He had the No Hands joint. He had the, oh, let's do it. You know what I mean? He was coming up. He was just doing his thing. So I was with Kevin Durant, and we got a phone call that Waka Flocka was in the city. He was actually doing a show that night. And Waka wanted to get in the studio with KD, because that's the time we had an artist named Privilege from Philly, which was James Harden's good friend. And we met through James Harden. Kevin Durant put us together, and that's kind of how we, formed our team. Long story short, man, we was at the studio with Waka Flocka, man, and KD was like, man, bring your beats, bring your A game. And this is during a time where when you think you're hot, but you're not exactly industry hot yet, your friends is telling you got the hottest beats, your homies, your family's telling you got the hottest beats. So in your mind, I'm hot. Ain't nobody got, you know what I mean? I'm fired. Until I got towards these industry guys who basically was just like, at the end, Waka Flocka, I played my beats for him. And I played on one, he was like, that's dope. You got another one? I'm like, all right, then, I'm playing this one. You gonna love this one. Listening to it, he's like, man, that's cool too. That's all right. Man, you gotta play me your fire. I'm over here thinking like, damn, that was my fire one. Sure, hold on. That wasn't the fire one? Okay, so I'm like, all right, let's play this one. And Walker listed that one too. He's like, that's cool, but how about this, y'all? He said, I got some Lex Luger beats right now in the email. Everybody in the room was like, Lex Luger? They went crazy for it, right? Because this is when Lex Luger was producing for everybody, was just making fire hits. And that right there, it put me in a mode where like, damn, I really ain't that hot, right?
It humbled you.
It humbled the hell out of me. And on the way home, I just remember I was riding with KD back to his mansion. And I remember I was just kind of in a moody attitude, not attitude, but kind of like, man, I blew my chance with Waka Flocka. Like, I blew it. KD looked at me, he was like, bro, you need to cheer up. He said, better. This means you gotta get better. Study, sit your ass down, get back in the booth, get back on the keyboards, and make something hotter. Don't be crying and moping and all that extra shit. You gonna get better, and the next song we have, you gonna get it. And that right there is what humbled me. It made me get better. It's the first time I really learned that like you can actually study producers and music and how they put stuff together. So that's just a little long ass quick story, but it was just one of those experiences where, it just, when you're, like I said, your friends and family always telling you that you're the bomb, you the shit. But when you get around these industry guys, you're a totally different sound to them. There's some hot cats out there in this industry, so yeah, for sure.
First off, that's a great question. You know what I mean? Like that hits deep because, man, there's just, every producer can speak for this, man. Sorry to cut you off, man. Every producer can speak for this because every producer goes to the struggle. Not only does everyone start from somewhere, but you make your first beat, people think it's bad, or maybe it's great, but you try to go to events, you try to meet artists, maybe you're not big enough for them, you know what I mean? That gets slammed in your face. Maybe you looked at the manager wrong, or you looked at the club owner or the event person in a weird way. They're like, the trouble's timing, you know, and the issue is that if you're not at the right time that you feel as though is right for you, then it's wasted opportunities, you know. And that's what sucks, is that like, I think the biggest issue I had was being there at the right time for the right opportunity, but I wasn't at where I needed to be, you know. And because of that led to a lot of doors being slammed, you know, stuff that if I were to show them what I can do now versus what I could have done 5 years ago, you know. Like I listened to a beat I made literally 7 years ago because of a artist that like pulled it out of their records, was about to record it. And I was like, man, please don't use that beat. I got this stuff right here, let me give it to you. Please don't release that. I don't want people knowing that I used to do bad stuff like that, you know? And it made me think, man, I used to go around in public being like, hey bro, this is me, this is my image, this is who I am. And it just fascinates me that like, if you didn't grow properly and you didn't build your bridges the way you're supposed to, you get the door slammed in your face, you get blackballed in some weird ways, you know. And like, if you just don't mess with the right crew, you know, there's another way to get blackballed. Oklahoma's really weird because everyone's in groups, you know, and if you don't fit in that group, or the group already has something that they don't need you for, it's hard to really make a place in it, you know. But then again, that goes for everywhere. You know, when I've traveled, I think I've been to about 40 different states, you know, 40 out of 50. And what I've noticed is that a lot of people have the same problem, you know, whether you're a producer or an artist, whether you do hip hop or alternative rock, you know, like everyone says this genre is stealing from me, this artist is stealing from me, this producer is causing this issue for me. And it's always these guys are causing an issue for me, when ideally it's just, hey, you could have done something different, and you just gotta learn from that. And that's what I feel like was a big stopping point. It's just, there's a lot that I needed to learn, but it just was the wrong time for me to learn it, you know? And so if I really wanted to give advice out to people that like, how not to get that door slammed in their face and how like to move past that brick wall that a lot of producers have, is that you gotta take into example where you're at and where your value is and who you are.
Probably just the closed doors effect, and I'm sure everybody can relate to that. When I had made up my mind that I was gonna go all in, you know, I left, bro. I didn't stay here. I even left the family here, bro. Like I really got out of here. And I went to Atlanta, you know what I'm saying? I went to New York, I went to Miami, I went to Northern California. I set up shop, bro, in San Francisco, Oakland, Stockton, all that, Sacramento, bro. I got out of here, bro. Like, I wasn't having it. I didn't want my narrative to just be, oh, you know, he was a legend in Oklahoma. Nah, that cat right there, he actually really out here and really dealt with some people. He really rubbed shoulders, he really shook hands, he really wrote and sat down and vibed out, you know what I'm saying, with some real legends, you know what I'm saying, some cats that do this music that's still relevant to this day. That guy has friends that are celebrities, you know, like that was me. I really got out here and functioned, and it was great. And I got to see cats that are relevant today at their lowest. You know what I'm saying? Cats that was really out here peddling CDs. Cats that was really out here with flyers in their hands. You know what I'm saying? And now they got M's. Now they got Bentleys in all colors, and you know, they bought Mike Tyson's house. You know, yeah, stuff like that. You know, it was real. So I just hated how. You know, you could go out and wow some people, some celebrities, whatever, and they promise you the world, and then you make good on your side of the deal, and then they decide, you know, they're going in a different direction or whatever, and you still stuck here with all of this inspiration that you were creating for them that they're no longer interested in. So that was definitely one of the most disappointing parts for me, I would say.
Shit. That's pretty much been like my whole fucking career, bro. I'm to be real, like that's pretty much been my whole career. Like, just gotten close to so many different things, man. Like before I Okay, so I started out playing drums right when I was 13. That's what I wanted to be, was like a rock drummer and stuff when I was growing up. And that's all I did was play drums. And then when I was 16, I met this dude. He was older than me, like 19 or something, played guitar. And he was in a band, and they had just like gotten this thing set up where they were gonna go on tour on the East Coast in the summertime. And so I tried out for this band, and I made it. And I was like 16, I'm thinking in my head, I'm gonna go on tour, right? And my parents are freaking the fuck out. And I'm just like, I'll just drop out, I'll get my GED. Because they said eventually it was just gonna keep going, right? So I was like, that was my plan. I was gonna do that. Well, 2 weeks before they were gonna go on tour, their manager calls me, who I never met. And he's asking me like about like all this stuff for, I guess, like insurance purposes. And he asked my age. And when he found out I wasn't 18, he just lost his mind because I had to be 18 to go on this tour, the way everything was set up. So he freaks out, screaming at me. And then that was the first time I thought some shit was gonna pop off, and then it didn't. But no, there's been all kinds of moments, man.
Oh, it's absolutely the same concept. Because it's pre-made music, regardless. Yeah, no. Looks like a duck, walks like a duck, quacks like a duck. It's a duck. So, yeah, no, samples and loops are absolutely fantastic. I love them. I use them all the time. I love live instruments. I love the imperfections of live instruments. I think that it's needed because we are people and nobody's perfect, nothing is perfect. And so keeping that element just keeps everything so raw, and I really like that. But the reality of today is that stuff exists, so why would you not give yourself help? Everyone else is using it. The only person that you're hurting by being prideful about loops and samples is yourself and your own career. Because that's definitely just a pride thing. It's like, I won't use those because it's cheating.
Yeah, I could play on my own melody.
Yeah, you could, or you could just use that in 3 seconds and utilize your time and money wisely. So yeah, and the way that loops are set up, unlike samples, is you can edit almost every single aspect of them.
Oh, I could give you the stems of the loops.
Yeah, or you can change the envelope, you can change the length. I mean,
like with the effects.
Right, yeah, you can definitely make it your own.
I've always been a person that loves sample. I love sampling from the beginning, fam. Like, I come from the backpack, you know what I'm saying, aspect of hip hop. So sampling was everything to us back then, you know. Sample crazy ass fucking songs, all types of stuff. Like, you gotta think about it, you know. I love when Kanye came into
the game.
Yeah, like, fuck. We didn't realize he was bipolar and fucking schizophrenic, but we loved him because look at the fucking beautiful shit that he put out, bro. Look at all the samples that he fucking used. Look at all the music that he made back alive. How many people would go see go listen Through the Fire, Shaka Khan's Through the Fire, just because of Through the Wire?
Like, he's bringing attention to the old songs people might have forgotten.
The essentials. Come on, man. Like, I guess I can just say for me, I'm a old school head that really, really loves music, bro. So to recycle it, I'm down with it. I love it. I love to hear it. I love to see it. You know, I'm with that. A lot of people don't like it. A lot of people be like, be original. Hey, that's fine too. You know what I mean? I like original music too, but people that use samples, keep doing it, bro. Keep bringing this music back alive. Keep, freshening it out. I want to hear it again. I want to hear it better. I want to hear who, done different.
Cause a sample, I ain't gonna lie, you could flip the fuck out of a sample and you won't even know like what song this is. Like, on God, some of the songs my nigga coming up on our album, like them samples y'all hear, bro, a few of them, shit, y'all might not recognize where the fuck they came from cause I chopped them up so much, bro. So, but it's definitely a difference, like using loops. Of course you using another producer composition, so you know what I'm saying? You gotta also credit that man for that melody. Yeah, so, but I mean, I don't knock niggas for using loops, bro. I use them hoes a lot of the times when I'm like, nigga, beat when in the beat block. Yeah.
I'm down with loops. I always use loops. I kind of look at loops as like basically like the same thing as sampling in the 90s. Yeah. Just more like a foundational start for a beat, you know? That's how I would use the loop. And usually I try to mess with the loop too a little bit to, you know. But yeah, it's pretty much the same thing, I think. Yeah. Well, the thing now is you're not really like creating, but if you're using the loops, yeah, you're not like creating that loop, but it's not really about the creation of the loop or not creating it or whatever. It's more just from my point of view, it's more just about using that little loop as a starting block, you know what I mean? So, and I also think with production nowadays, there's just like way more elements going on than there was on MPCs too, you know what I'm saying? Like there's a lot of stuff going on.
Sampling was just instrumental in kind of not only birthing the idea, but bringing something to light and then expanding on it, you know what I mean? It was just having somewhere to build from.
What's your favorite part of making a beat and song and why? Like the melody, the chords, the 808, the drums?
It's actually a feeling for me. A long time ago, somebody taught me that there's certain notes you can hit that will bring certain emotions. When I think I heard that, it was like...
like a light bulb went off?
Yeah, you know, like you thought to yourself, something like that. When they do that level of creativity is actually pretty dope to me. I like the thought of that. Or when they harmonize, you know, they got several of the Brady Bunch joints. It's all around there. They doing all their little vocal tones. That part is cool too. But as far as loops and stuff that they might grab or put on YouTube and all of that, and then they just build towards it. I mean, that's what sampling is. You know what I mean? It is just about taking something from somewhere and building from that and just expanding on it. So I don't have a problem with it. I think it's just another way to create, you know, music.
You know, I feel like loops is definitely a cheat code. But I don't feel there's nothing wrong with loops if you recreate the loop. You know, put a reverse to it, maybe change the tune to it,
be creative,
slow it, just be creative with it. You know, the loops are there obviously for a reason. And I get it, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, I grew up in an era where you had to create everything, you know what I mean? You had to play it out, make it your own originality. See, producers back in the day, you had to have originality of your beats. When the Timbaland had a beat, Swiss Beats, Kanye West, Pharrell, Neptunes, whatever, you knew it was their sound. You knew it was their beat. You didn't have to go look it up, who made this track or none of that. As soon as you heard that, oh shit, Swiss Beats made that. Just because he had his certain sound, you had that originality. Now, there's so many producers that got the same sound, you don't know who's making the tracks unless obviously the tag, but if you don't hear that tag, it's kind of like, who made this? You know?
Everything sounds similar.
Everything is sounding somewhat similar, you know what I mean? You got, like you said, because with the loop stuff, the creativeness is totally different from when I was growing up, man. And I'm not faulting, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it because, you know, it's what the newer generation is doing. But like I said, as I was growing up, man, you had to be creative and original, and you just had to do your own sound, do your own thing. So, but I don't think there's nothing wrong with it. I just feel you need to change it up, because shit, you use the same loop as another producer, you're gonna hear it on the radio, both of y'all got the same sound, you know what I mean? So yeah, for sure.
you definitely are on another level of mastery of your craft when you don't have to use loops and you know how to make your own melodies and you know how to formulate your own ideas with your mind and put them all together to make a complete beat, you know what I'm saying? I feel like that's some other next level shit, you know what I'm saying? Do I compare it to artists producers in the 90s using samples? No, because samples were like, they had to do that, you know what I'm saying? If that makes sense. Like they had to kind of put things together in order to make like a complete beat. Now we have so many sound banks and synthesizers and noises and different forms of drums, you know what I'm saying? That's where like there's no limits, you know what I'm saying? So I don't think it's the same just because you can make anything, bro. Literally, like you can make anything. As a producer, if you learn how to make melodies, you can make whatever. Whatever you're trying to complete, you can be able to make it, you know what I'm saying, simple. But you don't know how to do that, then I just feel like you can still make some hard shit, but it's just like you're not a true master of the craft. That's so much I should say.
I wouldn't say that's equivalent. I definitely wouldn't say that's equivalent. I used to be against loops, you know what I'm saying? But nowadays, bro, I feel like everybody's doing it. Like it's more like if you can't beat them, join them type of situation, you know what I'm saying? So I don't have no problems with loops. I mean, I'm working with a lot of producers nowadays to, you know, get loops from them and stuff, and it helps me with my workflow. Like I don't have to turn down situations and opportunities that come towards me. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's beneficial to me and it's beneficial to the other person. Because 9 times out of 10, the person that's sending me loops has never got a placement before in their life. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I think you can agree. You know what I'm saying? You've sent me loops and what has happened? You feel me? So, yeah. You know? So, yeah, I'm all for it.
If it was consistent, like if it was consistently, I would say mixing is probably the most lucrative for me, just because one, I'm probably the best at that in this in this area. So I do pretty well at it, and my clients and I have a really good time, so they keep coming back for it. Engineering helps a lot too, though. Management was my most lucrative for sure. To date, I made the most money doing that. Not because of the percentage, but just because the amount of shows that I did, and we did so many of them. I mean, I was doing shows every night.
I mean, definitely placements. You know what I mean? I made some good money off placements and selling records. Streaming, I mean, a lot of people don't understand, like, streaming is just, it's chump change. Like, it sounds cool to have 1 million streams and dope. It's dope. Don't get me wrong, it's amazing. But when you see that paycheck, you're gonna look at that like, damn, that's it?
For $1 million?
For $1 million? I got about 3-4 G's? Huh. You know what I mean? It blows your mind. That's why you gotta be a Drake or a Doja Cat who's doing billions of streams to really make that lucrative money. But placements is dope. It can't just be any placements as well. It's gotta be one that's, you know, that's actually selling and stuff. You know what I mean? That's where you can see your royalty money come in and, you know, get some good cash in your bank account. But yeah, placements for me is definitely been the money maker right there. I sold some beats outright for a nice price as well, but yeah, I definitely say placements. Publishing as well, man. You got some decent publishing, you can make some money. Sure.
So the most profitable, as most producers would say, would probably be working with points in the industry. You know, even 3 points on a song that's top 100 probably pays more than most beat leases would, and for most average producers in half a year. You know, if you really want to actually make money as a musician and time is more valuable than over money. You know, like you don't have to spend a lot of time to work with someone in the industry, make a song for them, get some points, and sit back and let percentages roll in. You know, the best way to make money in the industry is by working off of royalties. That's definite for sure. You know, because royalties are forever. You feel me? Like, yeah, you can get a $20 beat lease. You know, you can go ahead and sell your track for $100 for untagged, but that $100 runs short. You feel me? What if you made a song and you say, look, don't worry about the $100, just give me 50%. Next thing you know, that song makes 1 million streams. You made 50% of that 1 million streams. Guess what? That's way more than $100.
I would definitely say publishing from placements, from big placements. That's where your biggest check comes from, really, to be honest. For instance, Broken Love, you know what I'm saying? That record did over 150 million streams on YouTube alone, right? Now, when you sign up for like a publishing company such as like Song Trust or something like that, they pick up all your stuff from all your royalties from like DSPs and whatnot. Apple might pay something like 0.0064 whatever millions of streams. You get millions and millions of streams off of that. That's thousands of dollars. You know what I'm saying? 1 million streams can be somewhere in between like 800 to like 2-3 grand, depending on ads and stuff like that. Maybe even more, but usually you don't see a lot of ads in between songs. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, publishing checks are fat, especially if you're not signed to nobody and don't owe anybody anything. You feel me? So.
At the end of the day, anything royalty-wise will come into play regardless of professionalism. Whether it's within the day's released or a month down the road, especially on like a major like label, those royalties will always be placed. You know, you don't have to worry too much about the royalty side. What really matters is the ownership and what percentages you as a producer get. You know, I'm a wholehearted believer in royalties percentages over upfront costs, you know, because I believe in investing. You know, time is an investment. And so realistically, as long as you just make sure that the paperwork makes sense for how much you own, not just of like, you know, I own 25% of the distribution, but it's how much do you own of the song? You know what I mean? Like, how much do you have in value for that song? And a lot of people don't underestimate that. Like, one person tried to say, hey, you know, I'm giving you 3% of the song for this major label for distribution. And then I made sure that they said, look, if it doesn't show that I own 3% of the song, not just 3% of distribution, don't give me that deal. Because I own 3% of the song, you know? But the label didn't try to say that. And if I wouldn't have known that, I would have known what I wanted, what I was looking for, they would have ran with it. So you just gotta make sure that you understand that like percentage of the songs really matter, you know? Like what you actually own on the song really matters because people will try to abuse that.
You pretty much said it, man. I mean, you know, you kind of answered that question. You know, you gotta, you know, for one, I think what a lot of producers, new and upcoming producers, what they gotta understand is, say you're about to work with a nice artist. He might not be on a Travis Scott level, nothing like that, but you know he's coming up. And he bought exclusive beat for you for, just say $1,000. In your mind, you're thinking, I made this sold the beat for a rack. I'm on. Okay. So that artist just went gold with that track, went platinum with that track. You don't see nothing else because you sold it outright.
They work for hire.
Man, you know? And you're over here seeing him with $500,000 he's made as your record and you made $1,000. And you're kicking yourself in the fucking face. Punching yourself in the face. If you kick yourself in the face, you got some crazy legs. So you always got to work out deals with these artists, Ben, today, man. I do points. I do percentages. Just in case. You know what I mean? Because like I said, you never know. And then they do blow up. and you guys are making money together, and then they like, I got 30 G's to pay him off now. Let me go. Okay, cool. I'll take that. You know what I'm saying? So you just got to be smart about how you handle your business with the labels, with the artists. Don't just sell yourself for cheap, especially if you know the artist is going to do something with it, because that $1,000 today is going to be nothing tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? So just be smart with your business. Definitely learn the industry.
Producer agreement is very important. You know what I mean? Like, I would honestly say that's the first step behind everything. You know, the producer agreement leads to the splits, because usually that's in there. You know, it's one of those things where if you don't, man, I'm about to go and repeat the same thing I just said, but yeah, the producer splits is what really matters, producer agreement, because that kind of sets in stone, hey, I'm liable for this, I'm not liable for that, I own this, you own that. And it really sets the groundwork and the framing for both them to create the songs and you to work with the label.
Because the majors are full of it, bro. Like, they never send me a check either, so don't feel bad if it don't happen for you. Every now and then, I mean, I done worked with artists that did. And I done music with them artists that did. You know, they got a check or whatever. I didn't get $1 from that. But that doesn't mean it can't happen. I'm just telling you about my experience. So, for somebody to cut you a check for doing something production-wise,
this even get your credit, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, this is gonna be up to you. Number one, get your publishing in order. Publish all your work. That's all you gotta do. I know it sounds like a pain in the ass. That's because it is. But at least y'all's pain in the ass is now on the web. Y'all ain't gotta do nothing but go to the website and submit that joint, and it is done same day. You know what we have to do, Bobby? Bro, had to package this stuff up, get a, what do they call it? Not notarized, but get a registration, you know.
Stamp.
Yeah. So that was the poor man's copy. You had to do that from the mail service. But if it wasn't that, you had to go get a registered mail type deal. And then you'd have to do it that way and send it over. And then you could write or call them 3 weeks later to verify if they received it. 3 weeks later. Dude, you can submit this stuff now and have your stuff copyrighted the same day. Library of Congress is everywhere. These cats don't even do that now. At all. Like, I've literally sampled music. I went in looking for it. Found details to where I could actually reach out to the people. Reached out to them, never hear back. I'll put the music out myself. Who even knows or cares that this is your record and I just made your record better? Like, I just revamped your whole record, bro, and made it my own. I went and copywrote it. Now you look like the perpetrator. That's how ridiculous it is with cats now. Like, it's always gonna be first come, first serve. So if you the first one to the punch, you get the goal. You know what I mean?
I got a manager, but even then, like, I still kind of make sure that I stay on top of that. So always just really just be prepared to have that conversation. You know what I'm saying? You don't need to like be aggressive with the conversation about having business, because you need the vibe to be like, you got to be able to create without having that, you know what I'm saying, going on within your creative process. So really, I just worry about that like later on, like on the back end type shit. Like, I feel like once you do beats with people enough, or you produce for somebody enough, y'all have a relationship to where, you know what I'm saying, you can ask them to let them know whenever they're about to drop a song, and y'all can handle the business whenever it comes to that point, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't always have to be just bam on the table right there. So, to answer your question, some people use third parties. So, DistroKid, yada yada, make sure you're getting your points on DistroKid. Make sure you're doing BMI, ASCAP, you know what I'm saying, getting those royalties registered. Outside of that, really, it should be straight outside of that, really. YouTube monetization if it gets to that point.
Well, the publishing is just your first, I mean, that's just one I dotted. The T's getting crossed is gonna be you having an established contractual agreement ready for handing over. So let's say you know what your dollar amount is, or you know what type of credits that you're anticipating having from these folks, or let's say you have your licensing together to where it can go on a published work that's a video or some type of aired programming, you know, and I'm talking, it can be a commercial, bro. It can be an infomercial intro. It can be anything. If it is streamed and put on a Netflix, a Hulu, or a Paramount, or whatever, if it's on any of these platforms, hell, even the movies, I mean, to get something placed like that, number one, you should have got paid to do it. You should have definitely had your publishing in order before you did it as well. You should have had something that tied you to that particular work with that individual that's responsible for putting it out. So, like I said, if it's a movie soundtrack, there's no way I'm recording a song for this movie soundtrack. It's on the movie, and I ain't got a guy from it. I don't care if the movie flopped or if it was the next stinking Top Gun Maverick and everybody in their mama's gonna see it. Listen, you think Kenny Loggins didn't get paid for Danger Zone playing in Maverick, bro? Come on, man. Kenny Loggins got paid, bro. Y'all can get paid too, but you gotta have your affairs in order, bro. So, publishing, get your contract together for how you want licensing to go. You don't know all that stuff, and it sounds like it's too much. Sit down with somebody on some legal stuff, get your ducks in a row. Okay? It's not that hard, I promise. It does take effort, absolutely. And you're gonna have to get your hands dirty. You're gonna have to use that brain of yours and be smart.
Yeah, we have a song split sheet.
Producer,
but that's not label. So as somebody, there's no one here at this place signed to a major label deal because we're all independent. So I don't really know, and I've never had to deal with that. I don't manage producers. And I've never been offered a contract like that. But song splits are an absolute must because the thing is if you don't deal with that up front, things get real hairy real quick. So
like about credit, who did what, who gets what.
Yeah, everyone remembers what happened in the room if you're still in the room. But as soon as you leave the room, all of a sudden, we don't remember you saying that. We don't remember. Yeah. Everyone remembers as long as you're still in the room. So you need to sign the papers while you're still in the room. Yeah.
You will try to get played. You know what I'm saying? You will try to get played, but you got to know how to back yourself. Main thing is getting an entertainment lawyer. And not only any type of entertainment lawyer, you want to get one that's in your best interest. You feel me? Because you could get an entertainment lawyer that has a great relationship with the label and they don't give a damn about you. You know what I'm saying?
They're not going to choose you over Warner that's paying $1 million as opposed to you're paying a little.
And it's not necessarily that they're getting paid millions, they just don't give a damn about you for real. You feel me? So you gotta find somebody that's within your best interest and is willing to kick doors down for you. You know what I'm saying? I really appreciate the entertainment lawyer that I hired because she is cutthroat, she does not play. You know what I'm saying? She will look over every single word that is on that contract that they send you. You feel me? That's the main part. Now, you can understand the business yourself. I would definitely study music business yourself, you know what I'm saying? But an entertainment lawyer is key to getting that bag, for sure.
And what's the paperwork they would send you? Like, you think it would be a split? So
you would definitely get a split. You would get a producer agreement as well, okay? Your producer agreement will have all type of big ass words you don't know anything about, you know what I'm saying? And long story short, they will be trying to undercut everything you can. You want to try to get an advance or a fee. A fee you don't have to recoup. An advance you have to recoup. So you will get that up front. You want to get your percentage. So if you produce the beat yourself, you want to make sure that you get your 50% that you are entitled to. So you're entitled to get paid up front. You're entitled to get 50%. And then you're entitled to get points. So the point system is more hard to explain, but I would look into it. So like standard is like getting 2 to 3 points. So 50% pub, 3 points on the royalties, and an advance up front.
And the 3 points is basically a percent, but it's on the total, like the album, or it's like a total.
It's like I believe it's off of like the artist side. Like you gotta look into it because I don't know how to explain it for real, but I usually get about 3 points every time I get a placement. someone like Timberland would get like 5 points, maybe more. You know what I'm saying? So.
It's a whole lot of politicking in the city, bro. Like shit, bro. Certain niggas, they fuck with you. They act like they fuck with you, bro. But once you get to a certain level in the game, bro, these niggas gonna hold you back. Niggas gonna take your plate while you eat, nigga. You know what I'm saying? You trying to feed your family, but
I think that a lot of artists tear each other down instead of like support. Like if you look at Atlanta, those guys, they team up, they do features with each other, and we do have some teams here. We do have some like Unruly Citizens for a while was doing a lot. J Poe is huge with the networking stuff, and we've got the mixers here, and like there are options, but like people kind of say, okay, well if this group is going, like we don't want to go there. I think that if we could truly build all together, like as a hip hop scene versus cliquish type stuff, I think that would help us propel a lot. And I do understand it though. Like in every social aspect, there's going to be cliques, there's going to be whatever. But I do think that a little crossover from those groups would help a lot. I think there's a lot of talent that doesn't get to see each other because, they're secluded to one group of people.
Out of it, I guess here, we just need more marketing, and we need like a bigger budget. And that's kind of everywhere, but I think it's just infrastructure. Like, you need investors, you need people that have, like music's expensive, so you gotta be able to pay for these services and stuff. And I think a lot of it here is maybe consistency. It's like, they'll have enough money to pay for a certain thing for like a month, but then they don't have it for like 6 months and they fall off for like a year because they're trying to get their money back up to spend it again. And it's like, you need somebody that could hammer that promotion and marketing for a year straight on a record and just really push it out there. And that's why I think, that's where, music is really marketing and business. Like, you can make a hit song, but you gotta get it out there, you gotta get it heard. Because I've heard a lot of great songs on YouTube from even Oklahoma artists that I love, but they only got like 100 views. And I'm like, I wish they had 1 million, or, what I'm saying? I wish, it was a big hit song that everybody knew.
I feel like it's everybody just wanting to go against each other. That's really what it is. I feel like if more people spend more time trying to uplift each other and respect each other's values as a whole and not just one, it would be the complete opposite. There's a lot of people out here with the talent. It's just not a lot of people out here with like the loyalty to their state or like the love in it. It just kind of feels like it's selfish.
I think it's coming around. I don't think it's gonna be like one artist, but Oklahoma as a sound is kind of branching out. And as far as with our network ties, we're getting connections from ATL, New York, Miami, Texas. I mean, that's our neighbor right there, so that's an easy one. LA, so, it's gonna be easy. I don't think anything's holding us back. I just think it's a matter of time.
That as well.
I don't think anything's holding us back. I think we're just behind a little bit. That's all. Like, we're playing catch up. That's all that is. We have a lot of great artists. I don't think anything is holding us back. We just need a little bit more light shined on us. That's all. I think our artists are definitely underappreciated. You feel me? And sooner or later, that's gonna change, and I think it's gonna be sooner.
Yeah, you got your flow, but like, can you stand out from everybody type shit? Like, all right, you got it, that's good, but like, all right, no, like try to figure out a way to stand out from everybody else. And just like support each other, you know what I mean? Like, the community too, like, you know how like sometimes when you post like on Facebook or Instagram, like you don't get that many like likes from like your friends or like your families and shit like that. And then like it's that shit too. That I'm like that type of support is missing. And then like pushing too. Promotion, pushing. Even the people who fuck with your shit, they gotta push that shit too. It's like a favorite song you push from like another different artist, like putting your friends on. Try putting your friends on to a local artist type shit. Take us serious in a way, you know, too. Like take our music serious, you know. We write that shit with our heart. We write these lyrics with our own heart. We put work in that shit. So you know what I mean? Like shit. Hopefully one day they could start treating us more serious. Type shit.
It's because of Oklahoma. Period. I mean, listen. Here's the thing about trying to make it in your own town. If you are in LA, from LA, and you make music in LA for LA, LA might get behind you because that's a representation of LA. But this ain't LA, this is Oklahoma. So Oklahoma gonna be a little different. Oklahoma gonna look at you and say, oh, y'all stuff sound like, oh, y'all, I see you with your little whatever, you know. That's Oklahoma's take on stuff. They shouldn't be like that, but they are, you know, and because of that, you're gonna run into roadblock after roadblock with getting support from your own. If you really want support, it's probably better you get up out of here and change your environment for a little bit. You know what I mean? Make you some music and, I don't know, go anywhere, bro. You can go to Corpus Christi, Texas. You can go to Little Rock, Arkansas. You can go to Tennessee, anywhere, and find you a following somewhere other than here that gets behind you, that rocks with you, that is willing to invest dollars in you or willing to invest time in you and effort and will put in some work.
You know, I feel like Oklahoma is there. I feel like we're right there. I feel like we're right there. I feel like where we came from, Oklahoma is on. I really truly feel Oklahoma is on. Getting number one is fucking tough for anybody. It's tough for guys that's in the industry right now. It's hard getting number one. You know what I mean? But patience. I'm gonna keep talking about patience. It's gonna happen one day. Gang June, we got guys like him and who's doing amazing numbers right now. Touring with Kevin Gates. Shout out to my guy Wayne This Thing. That's my bro from the same area as well, Del City. Watching them flourish and grow, man, is beautiful, man. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna get there. It's gonna happen one day. You know what I'm saying? It's just patience. But as Oklahoma as a whole, a scene right now, I love it. I love it. I'm proud of all of us, man. I'm proud of Rob Stovall's and Chris Cutters and the JBs and the Gang Junes. You know what I mean? The guys who was out here, been putting in work for so long and actually getting out of here and making moves and winning things. And there's just so many of us right now that's just, I'm proud of, man. You know what I mean? Jay French, my brother, they're meant to be. I love seeing it. You know what I mean? I just love seeing it. I do.
We don't really have a sound here. There's no sound that we have here. Like, there's nothing that distinguishes Oklahoma City yet from anywhere else, you know? And everything that does come out of here normally sounds like it's influenced from somewhere else. So we don't have a sound. That's what I think. And so I think that's a big thing because we don't have a scene really, you know, I'm like one that is influencing other parts of the country or whatever. You know what I'm saying? We don't have that. I mean, also, dude, to be 100, I think there's a lot of people around here that call themselves artists, but I don't really think like they're really artists. I think they're just like more entertainers. And I mean, so this is not a hip hop market. dog. Like, it's.
I feel like it's just support. You know what I'm saying? Certain people want to support certain people. You know, everybody got. I feel like Oklahoma everybody got some type of person that's rapping in their family or whatever, and they just supporting them more than they'll try to support somebody else from Oklahoma, but they'll support somebody out of state. You know what I'm saying? They go crazy. They're the biggest fan. You know, got a nigga on the playlist and everything, but they won't do the same when it's another nigga just because this person right here they know is rapping. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like it's a support system thing. Yeah, like we can support, but I feel like we need stronger. We need to be stronger at it as is artists supporting, artists putting artists on. You know what I'm saying? Artists helping artists, DJs helping DJs helping artists. Just everybody in the music industry just really helping each other. You know what I'm saying? And not trying to always get $1 off a nigga. If you got to play to where a nigga ain't really got to cost you much, get that nigga that play. You know what I'm saying? Don't be greedy. You feel me? Get that nigga that play, because it might work out for you in the end. You know what I mean?
I'll put it this way. And I think a lot of it has to do with us being in the center of the country. So, like, we're influenced, especially now, too, because of the internet, we're influenced by fucking everything. So we have started doing things here, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that nothing here is original or creative or whatever, but it's super hard, I think, to propel something that is really different from a space and place like this that they don't care about that here. For the most part, you know? It seems like most people here look outside of here for their influences in art in general, you know? Not even in music, just across the board, which I understand, but it's not inspirational really. It's just kind of like making things to make things, which is cool, but at a certain point, you can't really be upset that like your music isn't really doing anything if your music sounds like everybody else's music, and then you're not in a market where even the music you're copying or whatever, or stylizing or whatever you want to say it, is popular. Just because you and your friends like it here, and there's little groups around here that like that kind of music, there's not a lot of people. There's not a lot of people here that are really into that kind of music. When you ride around Oklahoma City, even in the city, you can just listen, bro. There's not even a lot of music playing in cars ever. So it's just this ain't really like it's not really a creative state we're in Oklahoma. I hate saying that shit, but it's true. But I think it's mostly just because people here, for the most part, man, have some potential, but then they get so fucking nervous and they get so insecure about whatever the fuck it is with their art and themselves, and it fucks them up, and they try to fit into whatever the fuck. But the thing is what you gotta realize is that every single body who's made it in any sense, from the top to the underground bottom, is only there because they're different. Any artist that you really like in any genre of music, you like them because that's who the fuck they are. Like, Lil Wayne is Lil Wayne because Lil Wayne sounds like Lil Wayne. You know what I'm saying? And he influenced a whole generation of people. He is the godfather of all the littles, every one of them.
In my opinion, there are multiple reasons that's holding the city back. I think, one, we have no unity. There's a lot of, it's just very segregated and grouped up. And it's like, if you're not a part of my group, I don't fuck with you. Or if you're not, if my homeboy don't support you, I don't support you. It's very weird. Or like if they support one Oklahoma artist, they feel like they can't support anymore. I don't understand it, but it's really weird. And I do feel like that's probably, it's really I think it's on all ends, but if we're gonna talk about audience-wise, that's the issue. We have no true support. And then the only time that people really want to support is whenever, this person, they got this many views. Now everybody wants to jump on the bandwagon, but what about the come up? It's like everybody wants to see the finished product, but y'all forget about the come up. Like all your favorite rappers, they went through a come up too. They want to see everything off the bat. They expect you to already be rich, already have the views, already have the, everything before they even want to acknowledge you or support you. So that's a big, big thing. As artists, we have to start taking ourselves more seriously. I think there's a lot of really talented artists here, but not putting in the effort or the budget or, just the thought behind things that would ultimately play into you getting on. So videos or songs in general, the beats, maybe the beats aren't there or the lyrics aren't there or the video, just the quality isn't there. It's just things like that. And there's a lot of yes men around them. So then it's like, they're not getting that honest feedback so that they can continue to propel and keep moving forward. You can't be scared of having somebody tell you no. That's a good thing, actually, because that lets you know, okay, bet, that's not it. Let me switch up. If people telling you yes all the time, you just gonna keep doing the same shit. And what's the point in that? If it's not working, we need to hear no, because we need to know what's not working so we can make it work. So that's a big thing. And then I think on the other side of it all, where if we're gonna talk about like just connections in general, I'ma say DJs, but I'm not putting all of our DJs in this category because there are a lot of DJs who do support local artists, and I fuck with all of y'all, and like that's just the realest shit. But I'm saying DJs in this category, but I mean DJs, I mean promoters, I mean just anyone who has those connections. Y'all have to support your artists too. It's only so much we can do on our own. And like I said before, a lot of people just expect you to have it. It doesn't work that way all the time. Yes, you can post a video and it can go viral. And if that works for you, then that's great. Just because I can post a video and it didn't go viral doesn't mean that the song's not good. It doesn't mean that the potential's not there. The least you can do is help guide us in the direction. But if y'all are only supporting 1 or 2 or 3 select artists because those are the ones that went viral or those are the ones that to you currently show that potential, then how do you nurture the rest of the generation of music coming from here? You can't. Like, at what point do we unity? Like, at what point do we gain that unity and we just start supporting the people who truly have talent and potential and stuff? Now, I mean, if you don't got the talent and they don't got the potential, be honest with them. Don't let them just keep doing it. Like, it's just gonna take all of us coming together and collectively working that cycle. And when we can do that, Oklahoma's gonna have a ton of people on. A ton of people. It's inevitable because we're gonna have the people, the audiences is gonna be helping with the views. They're gonna be helping with letting us know what's working and what's not. We'll have the teams that are behind us, the producers, and the artists are gonna be in the right mind state of, okay, they're not fucking with that. Let me try something else, rather than, oh, they fucking with it, but that's just my fan base. They gonna fuck with whatever I do. And then I say connections, but that's only just because I feel like that's the most broad like category to put it in. But like the DJs, the promoters, the people like that, they have to start pulling people up too. It's only so much that we can do. For instance, my story, I went to Dove Science Academy, okay? Dove Science Academy, less than 500 students. It had to be less than 500. I mean, my graduating class, I think there was 58 of us. That's nothing. And so when you're comparing that to someone who went to Millwood or Douglas or Northeast or these bigger schools with more people, and especially that, listen to hip hop and things like that, of course they're gonna have a bigger fan base. Of course they're gonna be able to, get more people to listen because they already have those people that fuck with them. I don't. Like, I do, but I don't, if you're thinking about it in that sense, because I went to a smaller school. I don't have that same reach, but that doesn't mean that I don't have potential. That doesn't mean that I shouldn't be supported or that I shouldn't, have that opportunity. That just means, I might take a little bit more work. Or that means I just need help getting to the right audiences. That don't mean just overlook me and leave me on red and, whatever, because that doesn't help any artist. And then if an artist was to go and get on and that's how y'all treated them, you really expect them to come back and put the city on? And be upset if they don't? How is that even fair? Like, how? How is that even fair? Not saying that's what I'm gonna do, but I'm just saying in general. If an artist did, how you even gonna be mad? So that's my 2 cents on it. But
I think the industry is starting to see the kind of power that we hold in Oklahoma as a whole. And yeah, the respect's starting to come a lot more. They're starting to see more professionality coming out of Oklahoma. So yeah, this shit, you starting to see way more respect for the people coming out of here.
It's like Oklahoma, bro. Oklahoma has talent, bro. Like, we can make it up out this bitch. We just need a main nigga one nigga, as long as he open the door, artists gonna be flooding up out this bitch. Swear to God, just like fish. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, we got, I don't know. We got something up on Oklahoma right now, bro.
I think it's very different in a lot of ways, because about every 2 to 3 years we get a wave of artists and then it ebbs and flows. But I think that the pandemic changed a lot of things, because I think people were humbled a lot. I think that they realize, along with everyone else in the world, like what's important and things like that. So I think a lot of people have become a lot more honest and a lot more themselves. So that's been a really nice change. I think that Castle Row, along with all the studios that are already here and the ones being built, I think that they're fair, and not every city is. I think that they are fair in price. I think that they do a great job of respecting, local economy and artists and who comes in and who's sitting in these rooms. So no, I don't see a need to help progress that. I think that it's already progressive.
Man, shit, a lot of shit got better, because I ain't gonna lie, honestly, I've been doing this shit for a minute. You know what I'm saying? Like probably like a decade type, it's just now starting to get some recognition. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, I feel like music, a lot of shit has changed when it comes to better rappers. Shit, more better producers, especially like these underdog producers. Like Joanne, like Bobby. You know what I'm saying? Like these hidden gems, you know what I'm saying, out here. So it's just like, we a lot of shit changed, you feel me? And I'm fucking with it, you know what I'm saying? I feel like it's more, and now that it's June, you know what I'm saying? You got June, you got a lot of people talking about, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm fucking with it.
The networking itself, a lot of people, they would just show up, do their music, do their set, and that's it. Everybody had circles and stuff. But now I've noticed, since I've been out and about recently supporting him in his shows, I've seen everybody just talking to each other. It's always taking contacts, taking numbers, getting prices down. Yeah, I think everybody's starting to interact a little bit more than what it used to be.
I think Oklahoma's starting to build a platform to where people can actually start, stepping up. I think this is why we're starting to see a lot more names on billboards and such like that. But as far as with what's going on lately, Oklahoma's been active. You can see shows going all the time. So, is everybody just doing their thing?
Like more collabs, more placements, like underground placements from the city. Like back then, I was just posting like my type beats on YouTube, just practicing there, and then like from when I first started, and then like a couple more years, like two, I would see it growing. So I
I will see like my YouTube grow.
Producers is up more than the rappers.
I was about to say, thanks to Thanks to me and the fucking gang. Thanks to me and the fucking gang. The producers is the motherfucking thing.
They are the thing.
Oh God, we getting the money.
We might have a couple hundred. Man, they gonna have close. They gonna have some. Yeah.
We getting the money, bro. We doing what we love every fucking day. We don't gotta go to fucking work, bro. We don't have no fucking attitudes except the attitudes that we create for ourselves, bro. And that's the way we should live, bro. So I say producers right now in Oklahoma, bro, we doing our thing, bro. We curating the sound that y'all niggas is rapping on, bro. We making that shit, bro. We making it up. Like, y'all got a good, like, right now, bro, shout out to the people before us, bro, because cutting in, bro, hard as fuck. But I will say right now, more than ever, bro, we are really on the agenda. We on rappers' heads. We on rappers' heads. Like, we own y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like, most people be like, man, our producer don't want to make no beats. Like, nah, bro. We saying rappers don't want to rap. Mm-hmm. We ain't never had that here, bro.
Or they don't want to pay us. Yeah.
Not even that, dog. They want to pay you, bro.
They gotta pay.
If you're not getting paid to make your beats, bro, that's because you don't want to get paid to make your beats, bro. You just got to do the things you need to do to get paid, bro. Straight up. You can get paid from being at home, bro. You don't have to be, you don't gotta be rockstar, tatted face up, none of that shit, bro. You can be you and get paid to make these motherfucking beats. Niggas need beats, bro. One thing I was thinking about, like, just last night, bro, I'm leaving, bro. And when I leave, bro, I pray to God, niggas turn up. Niggas, they gonna be thirsty. Respectfully. These my niggas, you know what I'm saying? But they gonna be thirsty, bro. They're not gonna have me, bro. So what they gonna do? They just gonna not make music no more? So the scene is gonna die. All the fire niggas, the scene is gonna die from all the fire niggas because I left, bro. If that happens, bro, I'm gonna be so disappointed I won't come back, bro.
But that ain't really gonna happen because you still gonna be.
Yeah.
It's too much heat to be created to.
But I'm just saying, like, on a level like that, like, where I feel like niggas need to work with some fire people. Y'all need to YouTube, Bobby. Like, everybody, y'all need to produce this fire, bro. Hit niggas up, bro. Send some beats out. And they gotta be hard.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Get some placements.
Y'all gotta get some hard beats, bro. You gotta, the same face that people make when they hear my beats, bro, is the same face I want them to make when they hear your beats so they can buy them. Simple.
Yeah.
I'm not here to hog the lane, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want other people to be hard so they can get some fucking money. So, because when we all get money, it all look good.
A lot of things have gotten better. I see a lot more opportunity for artists here than there was before. I also see a lot of artists making big moves out here, and I'm so happy. Like, I love seeing our artists getting on and like getting these views and getting these, you know, like shows and doing these things, because coming up, it was not really like that. Like, there were a select few, but it was not really like that. If we want to talk about gatekeepers, I feel like back then there was a lot more of that. And now, especially, and I think social media plays a big part of that. Now it's a lot easier for artists to kind of break out of that and not have to go through those specific people. Now we can make our own lane. We can do our own thing with our own fan bases. But coming up, it was very, you had to know the right people and be there at the right time, you know, right place, right time with the right person. Really, really. But I also feel like, you know, there was a lot of, and still is, but there was a lot of talent too that now has kind of fallen off, or, you know, maybe they don't do music and things like that. And so I wish that Oklahoma, how it is now, would have been that way then, because I do feel like we'd have a lot more artists that are on and that are bigger and that are doing more. But like I said, then it was very much, like I said, you want to talk about gatekeeper, then it was very, very much, you had to know the right person or the right people, and you had to have them backing you. You had to have the right cosigns, and then you had to have the right, like, image, you still had to have the image and the videos and the, you know, the songs and all that, but you had to really, really know the right people. Now there's a little bit more leniency on that. You can finesse that a little bit easier, but I also think, I don't know, coming up was really, it was definitely a dope, really different time in music, but it was really dope. Lots of creativity. unique sounds and just all of that. I miss it low-key.
I can't speak for anybody else, but for me, definitely. I mean, like, it's definitely changed. As far as like the hip hop scene itself or the music scene itself, everything has changed. I mean, when I first started music, people had to do a lot more groundwork. Nowadays, you could go viral on the internet, you know what I'm saying, with a 15-second post of your song. And next thing you know, you're, you know what I'm saying, all over the place. You feel me? So it's definitely easier, but the money is different too. Like back then, 1 million copies is 1 million copies. You know what I'm saying? Nowadays, 1 million streams ain't really 1 million copies. You know what I'm saying? It's not $1 million. You feel me? Like 1 million records sold is
millions of dollars.
Exactly. Like nowadays, you have to hit 75 million streams just to go gold. You know what I'm saying? So like it's definitely harder, and the money is cut back. So people aren't really getting as rich as people want to.
Man, I think Oklahoma music scene has climbed so high. Once again, when I started, there was really no studios out here. You know, you had legendary Diamond Studios. Keytek was in there doing his thing. I remember he used to work with my brother's group, Meant to Be, all the time. That's when I first heard Keytek, and you had your Nitros and Bucket Lokes, and you had so you had your artists, but you didn't have too many. You didn't have social media then either. You know what I mean? We didn't have studios, didn't have really radio stations. You had 1140 before the 103.5. You really had no venues either. So it's changed so much because now you have all that. You have guys that created a music scene here to where we have the shows and nice studios, the radio stations, podcasts, music videos. I mean, everything is elevated so much of Oklahoma. To answer your other question, I feel like artists do respect producers. I feel like with Oklahoma, I feel like sometimes you do have to have a name out here for them to kind of really rock with you more, though. Which is industry anywhere. I mean, you got a bigger name, they're gonna holler at you. That's just the game, period. But I feel like in Oklahoma, you have there's a few producers out here that just has that name that, saying that they're gonna get hollered at first and foremost before somebody who's just starting or beginning, you know what I mean? And but I feel respect. I can speak for myself, you know what I mean, that I get a lot of respect from artists out here, man. They show me so much love, and I just try to show that love right back, you know what I mean? You gotta give the same energy.
You just gotta be prepared. I'm an engineer, bro. I'm 24/7. People ask me what's my hours, I'm 24/7. If the money isn't there, then I'm gonna get it. You know what I'm saying? 6 a.m., 10 a.m. while I go to sleep. Shit, when Peso was here, I went to sleep at 6 a.m., had a session at 10, and slept here on the couch. Woke up, got right back in front of the computer. That's just how it goes. I'll just be grinding, bro. You gotta grind. Still.
I feel like you gotta be in there consistently. But shit, you also need a break from that hoe. You know what I'm saying? Shit, bro, the more work you put out, but just make sure it's quality, bro. Like shit, Ralphie the Plug, he consistent with music. And everything he dropped, I listen to. I could listen to the whole tape. On God, I can. Draco, he was the same way. He was now dropping back to back when he like came out of jail, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Before that, I don't really remember how a bro was dropping like that, but nah. Shit, as long as you consistent, bro, on God, you need to be now. For real. Fans be demanding albums.
Man, you gotta be consistent as hell. You gotta have consistent and have the right people behind you. You know what I'm saying? And from there, everything gonna help. You know what I'm saying? So shit, yeah, you gotta But when you in there though, you gonna make some shit. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you in there a lot, you gonna come with something. You know what I'm saying? Something hard. You feel me? You come with 50 songs and only have about like 1 or 2 that's hot, you know, that you gonna push. So yeah, keep staying in the stew, man. Staying in the stew, that's consistent, man. Stay in the stew. And if y'all didn't know, me and Bobby just did 2 songs. You know what I'm saying? Just 2 songs back to back before the interview. Ain't nobody in it. You see, we the underdogs in this shit. You know what I'm saying? We're hitting gems. Ain't nobody working like how we working it. It's like 1 o'clock in the morning right now, too. For anybody that wanna know what the fuck going on for real, we up late. You know what I'm saying? For real, nigga, we up late working. So I feel like you really ain't got no excuse if you working, if you have genuine people around you too.
I remember reading some content and watching some video footage when Dilla had passed away, and they were talking about how this dude was subjected to just go a day without eating, you know, because he was just so into the music. It's dangerous, you know what I mean? You have to take time to eat. Hairstylists do it all of the time, you know, they got them booked back to back to back, and they didn't carve out an hour to go and get something to eat, or bathroom breaks, you know. It's unhealthy. You know, wear yourself out, trying to chase a dollar. The dollars are still gonna come, bro. Like, you gotta make sure you make time to do what you gotta do, and you need to make sure you take care of yourself. Like, that is so essential, you know what I mean? So,
it's like, it's cool. I mean, like, feel the room, you know what I mean? And like, meeting new people, and networking, and also like building that face card, you know? Like, I mean, yeah, you could like send like beats through email and shit, but like, y'all both in the same city, you know? Like, how about just meet up, you know, type shit, and link up, and just work. It's more of like a raw, it's more of like a raw energy type shit.
Yeah, I feel like people that just want money don't need to be making music for real. Music is art, you know what I'm saying? If you're an artist, you're an artist, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's really that simple. Like, I don't know how else to explain it. Like, I do music because I love it, you know what I'm saying? I don't do it because I'm trying to get some money. That just comes with the business side, you feel me? So I was making music long before I learned the business. And yeah, I really feel like if you don't truly love this, then it's just another job for you, you know what I'm saying? You might as well work a 9 to 5.
This is when the Thunder was Russell Westbrook, Kevin Durant, James Harden. We had the team of the lifetime. I was in KD's studio, Kevin Durant's studio. Me and Priya was working on our mixtape. I believe it was Joe World at the time. KD came in the studio, was like, all right, y'all, we going to the club tonight. You know what I'm saying? Woo-de-woo. I'm about to get dressed. Y'all can do what y'all do, whatever. Me and Priya looked at each other like, hey, shit, hold on. Yeah, man, we about to get dressed too. We coming with y'all. Let's get it. Me and Priya like, bad. You know, we getting up. KD looked at us. He said, am I gonna hear y'all song in the club tonight? Am I gonna hear y'all music in the club tonight? Me and Priya was like, nah. So y'all need to be sitting here getting that working until I hear y'all songs in the club with me. Then y'all can come to the club. That means you know what I'm saying? You need to work. I hear everybody's song tonight, but I ain't heard y'all's music. You need to keep working. I'll stay y'all asses at home. I made it already. You know what I mean? I'm already good. But that right there was another humbleness right there that was like, damn. The way he broke that down was dope. You know, we trying to go to the club, kick it with them, have fun, turn up, try to get on a couple females, because we knew we could. We was with the Thunder players. You know, everybody started knowing us during this time. It's Kevin Durant. But after he said, am I gonna hear y'all song in the club tonight? Me and Priya looked at each other like, damn, nah, you ain't. So y'all need to be working until I hear that. You know what I mean? So, gotta stay in that lab, man. You gotta work it's dope to have fun and play, but you gotta make sure you put that work in, man, and make sure that you taking, you know what I mean, you take it to another level before you can just go out there and just, you know, go have fun, man. Because like I said, keep saying earlier, there's somebody literally right behind you that's gonna take that spot. And who's gonna be hungrier than you, you're gonna be pissed off.
Blackouts are a little crazy. So studio time is wild. We're open 24/7 if an artist wants in, but you know, an engineer has to be willing to work those hours. And I would never book something, you know, at like 1 a.m. with someone that I hadn't prior built some sort of relationship with. So that's give or take. But the studio time can be really grueling. And you don't have a lot of, so it's inconsistent, right? Like some weeks you get it, you're packed out and you make your quota that you need, like money-wise, yeah, because each of us has a different need. And then maybe the next month since everyone just recorded, you don't have anybody, and so then you're struggling. Yeah, and then you don't have a sleep schedule, you don't have an eating schedule, you don't have social aspects with your friends, and so it's grueling in a lot of ways. But some of the stuff that we get to hear and do and be a part of, and like the relationships that you do build, it all balances out. So it just depends on what's important.
If you aren't actually taking music seriously enough to be addicting, you know what I mean? Like, if this isn't a toxic trait for you where you're literally sitting in there every single day, loving every second of it, getting to the point where like, wow, I literally just spent 8 hours in here. I came in when it was dark and I left when it was dark. You know, when you really start to like view this as more than just a way to get money, as a passion for you, you'll start to realize the differences and changes and growth. You know, I was mixing I think I've only been mixing for 3 years. And I'm not gonna flex or toot my own horn, but I mix a lot better than some people doing this for 10 years. And that's only because I spent so much time in experimenting with so many people and doing different things, you know? And as long as you're willing to grow, as long as you're willing to spend the time being in the studio, you'll see so much growth. And you'll see so much, like, you'll look at something you did not even a month ago and be like, wow, I can't believe I did that.
If you don't buy the exclusive, who gives a fuck what you have to say? Get your money up. They're leasing the beat, isn't that what you said?
Yeah. But man, he sold me the same beat for $40. I heard the beat on another rapper's mixtape.
Get your money up. Own the beat.
No, I agree with that. I mean, you being upfront and honest about it from the gate, you know, this is $40 for you to use it for 3 months, 6 months, a year, whatever it is. No, I mean, so sorry. I mean, if you want it, buy it. What the mama say? Hey, you want it, then you gotta put a ring on it. Yeah, you out here for donation plate, bro. You out here to get a bill or two paid, man.
Well, man, I mean, look, I think if you can make money off leasing your beats, then make money off leasing your beats. Because I remember watching this little interview one time with, it was like Zaytoven or something, and he was showing this Migos song that had blown the fuck up. I can't remember which one it is, but he had leased or given the same beat to like 3 different artists, and their version was the one that blew the fuck up. And then he played the other 2 versions. They sound nothing like their version, dude. So,
like, shit, it just depends on how you work with niggas. Like, if that's your artist, bro, like, shit, once he use that beat, take that beat off the market. But shit, if you leasing a beat, bro, like, on YouTube, bro, I'll upload the beat and shit. And it'll lease for like 10 times, bro. So 10 different artists got the same beat. You know what I'm saying? I made $500 off that beat. 50 times, what's that, 55 people? Yeah, so, I mean, shit.
No, I don't think so, man, because, like, you know, I mean, I'd be personally, you know, like, I'll sell a beat and you'll have that, like, no one else can have it type shit. But, like, But like I do send them to like other people. But like if they buy it, it's like first come first serve type shit. And then they let me know about it. I'll be like, hey, the beat's already sold, man. But shit, I can make you another one, like shit, like some new shit. That's how I work. Like, I make some new shit because shit, I'm a producer. I'm like, okay, like, yeah, for real. This shit's like nothing to me. Not like in the way, but like, I built that craft, like kind of, you know. I'm still building it though, but like,
it comes easier.
It comes easier now, you know.
I promise you, if it's being leased, you can buy it. There is no just only leased beats. I mean, you can buy the exclusive. The option for you to be the only one with the beat was always there. I mean, you can, but like, you could have just bought it and then you wouldn't be competing with somebody else.
I mean, that's part of the game. You know what I'm saying? Leasing is part of the game. You know what I mean? It happens. Like, I've done lease beats to artists all the time, same beats. It's part of the game. You know, artists got to learn the terms lease and exclusive and before they jump down somebody's throat. You know what I mean? And I've had that happen to me. I had people come at me on lease beats, but they didn't do their homework and understand what a lease beat is. I could sell that to 1,000 people if I wanted to. You know what I'm saying? It's still mine. You're just using it for commercial purposes. It's like you're going on YouTube and downloading a beat from Metro Boomin or Metro Boomin type beats. You know,
making that your single.
And making that your single.
And then getting mad that somebody else got it.
Can't do that.
In a way, I do understand like producers saying, oh yeah, you need to pay for that, you feel me? You know, I fuck with that, you know what I'm saying? But in a way, it's like, if you gonna lease it out to a nigga and let that nigga in charge that nigga, don't send it out to nobody else because you still got that nigga dough, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like, you know, let's be fair with the shit. Like, okay, boom, I'll lease this nigga just for $40. Don't send it out to nobody because at least you took that nigga money. Now you taking everybody else's money, at least in the same beat. Yeah, that's gonna be salty in a way, you know what I mean? And then if you do that, a nigga fuck around and pay an exclusive beat from your ass, you know what I mean? It's just all how you work, man. Fair shirt, it's gonna make that shit work.
Who's doing that? You let me know, because I probably know only one or two out of like 20 producers off the top of my head. You know what I mean? I just say, yeah, bro, here's this, you know, Austin, Texas, you know, here's this Mo 3, here's this Kevin Gates sound. You know what I mean? No, bro, I don't hear it. Too many people like focus on the small things, bro. There's so much uniqueness. If they want to talk smack about it, I'd say put your money where your mouth is and show me. I'm right here. You talk to me, you let me know.
I don't lease beats personally, but I mean, shoot, I'm on the producer side. If you want a beat and you buy it. You know what I'm saying? Buy it. Me, I work a little differently nowadays, depending on who I'm working with. If I'm working with an artist and I know that they stream well, you know what I'm saying? I'm not worried about getting money up front. I'm worried about making the music first. Let's get the record done. That way we're not forcing anything, you know what I'm saying? Let's make a really good record and then let's do the business. You feel me? But as far as just leasing beats, I totally agree. If you want something to be yours and you don't want anybody else to have it, then you need to buy it out. But I would definitely stress nowadays on not selling beats exclusively. I hate the word exclusive rights, you know what I'm saying? I hate that term. That's a terrible term because then you're selling yourself out. You sell your beat for $500 or to $1,000 to somebody, now you're basically cut off the back end. What if that song blows up? It's over for you. You know what I'm saying? You just basically did a work for hire. You just gave your ownership to that artist for $500,000. You know what I'm saying? That's terrible. When you're rightfully entitled to money up front and back end. So I think it's just knowing the business.
Yeah, and it goes back a little even further than that with Dallas, because we had like the D-Town boogie and stuff, like that Young Nation sound. Remember how we used to party to that in high school? Well, everybody in Oklahoma parties to Young Nation and stuff like that. So we was already like digging that sound, and that sound was kind of already going back and forth between Oklahoma and Dallas. You know, even back then, because I DJ'd back then, and like, when I DJ'd and played that music, everybody would always like have a great time and like start dancing and get energetic. So, you know, people really love that music here, and it just like, I don't know, Oklahoma and Texas have like this back and forth symbiotic relationship. It feels like they're like sister and brother state or something.
Yeah.
You know.
We done had so many artists that tapped in, went to Texas, bro. I don't know, bro. We like, I think Oklahoma, people be saying Oklahoma, baby Cali. I say Oklahoma, baby Texas. Bro, we just affiliated with each other so much. It's just like they artists be down here so much. So like where I tapped in with Splurge, he was down here. Shit, I tapped in with goddamn me, Rado, motherfucking goddamn YSN nigga, all them niggas.
Mike, I was doing that before Splurge. Turn me or Beats by Jeff. He used to be Larry June's videographer. No, Gun. You know Gun is? Who Gun is? OG, he was signed to OG Maco. You ever heard of him before? Gun. Anyway, he a rapper. Beats by Jeff was Gun's fucking videographer. Gun opened up for Larry June at a concert here through Unruly Citizens. I DJ'd the concert, I met Gun, I made Beats by Jeff. Beats by Jeff chilled with us in the studio, recorded us, we made a song with Gun. It was fire with that sound. Beats by Jeff went back to Dallas, became a producer. Inspired, I won't say he stole my shit, because he's hard, but it was definitely inspired.
That's because I'm like, it sounds different than Splurge and Quinn and NFN and all that shit.
Yeah, it's my shit.
I just heard it one time, like, boom, I fuck with it. I mean, I didn't really like, I don't really know like too much on the background. I just really fuck with the sound of it, you know, I fuck with it. It just picks up an influence, cause like, I mean, cause like, why not? I mean, it's okay, you know? Music is music, you know.
We all influence.
Yeah. Off of my sound, I mean, it's influence. I ain't gonna lie, it influenced from like the Atlanta sound. Really, I ain't gonna lie. I'm just saying, for real. I grew up listening to Future.
Ego.
Yeah, I grew up listening to Future, Drake, of course, Lil Wayne, shit, everybody, man. I just picked up. It's just the way I grew. Sorry.
I grew up in the Mr. Lucci, Mr. Pookie days. And I'm not even gonna lie, me and my cousin grasped that sound one time. We loved the doo 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 and all that different stuff, man. They had the sound. See, that was before their time. I feel like Lucci and Pookie should have been what the Yellow Beezies and the Mo 3s guys are now. I feel like they should have been on that level, but like I said, they came out early 2000s and, you know, around those time frames where we didn't have, you know, it wasn't so much social media and it was still an underground scene for them. They couldn't, you know, they didn't really get that chance to, you know, explore the world without social media and stuff. I feel like they had that, Instagrams and different things where they can post. They would have blew up years, like really blew up. And I actually worked with Young Nation before, actually. You know what I mean? It was dope. But Oklahoma didn't develop a sound, so, you know, Texas is right across the road. And I feel like we picked them up, definitely, you know what I mean? I didn't have no problem with that at first, but I feel like we definitely needed to develop our own sound. You know what I mean? We can't take Texas lingo and sound and stuff. You know, we're rivals at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Friendly rival, you know what I mean? I got a lot of love for Texas, but I'm just saying when it comes to sports and different stuff like that, we're rivals. We can't have the same, you know, same sound as you guys. You know what I mean? It just doesn't make sense. We got to create our own, man. Oklahoma's one.
I mean, shoot, we're just close to home. You know what I'm saying? That they're close to us, we're close to them. I think we inspire each other, honestly. Like, I can't take full credit for shit that I've done for Mo3. You know what I'm saying? I feel like me and him were like D Wade and LeBron. You feel me? Like I throw the oop and he's gonna dunk it. You know what I'm saying? It's really that simple. Like 3 has multiple sounds, for instance, right? Like my boy Hood, I feel like his sound with Mo3 is the original Mo3 sound, right? But with me, I came in and I did something that was more me. I always wanted to be mainstream. Not to say that he wouldn't want to be mainstream. It was just that's just how their sound was. I always been someone that studied the radio, you know, studied top 40 and stuff like that. So, and I also play around with different genres. So, me learning him and making it myself, you know what I'm saying? It kind of like, I don't know, it just made sense. It just made sense. So I don't know, I feel like we can't necessarily take credit for what other people have done. Because honestly, things get innovated all the time, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's like the person that created the MP3 player taking credit for the iPod. You feel me? Like, you can't do that. You can't do that. It's the same thing, but different. You feel me? Like, I don't know how to explain it, because I don't really hear. I ain't never really heard nobody say, "Oh, Oklahoma created a lot of Texas a sound," or vice versa. You know what I'm saying? I feel like people that think like that are dumbfounded, really, like that, or they're just oblivious to what's really going on. Like, if you think like that, you're not really knowing what's going on. You feel me? Like, I think you're either good or you ain't. You know what I'm saying? It's really that simple to me.
We have a big influence from Texas, from going back into the early Dallas boogie music movement. That's when we really started taking effect to Dallas music, because everybody in Oklahoma, you had all the colleges, and you had different, and a lot of the colleges in Oklahoma had Texas-based people in it. So you gotta understand, you know.
They moved back.
Yeah.
Take the sound.
Boom, you literally got sound from Oklahoma. It's crazy, because let's go back as far as Dallas boogie movement, right?
Like Young Nation.
All of that. In the early 2000s, you gotta think about it, that's all we was playing in the motherfucking clubs, and the parties, at the college parties, at the, you know what I'm saying, like, work, don't stop. Exactly, to this point, we still playing it, but like, think about it, how big that influence was to a lot of the artists in Oklahoma.
Yeah. I mean, shoot, you just hit it. You just hit it right there. I don't know how else you can explain it. It's just, nowadays, with the internet, social media and whatnot, and how things are set up, you have to move a certain way and do certain things in order to even get your music played. You feel me? Your character has to be right. You have to have proper etiquette. You have to know what you're doing in order to get paid properly. Like, all these things matter before the music. You feel me? You could be a great artist, but if you are a damn dickhead, nobody's gonna wanna fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? So I think all that implies to the business.
Entrepreneur, and he is so successful. Like, it's stuff like that people don't think about, but you know, Z, you know, an artist I've worked with for 6-7 years, he has a clothing brand that kills it. His music does great too, but he saw this kind of stuff, and we've talked about it before, and I'm like, you need a brand, not necessarily clothes, but like, you need a business of some sort to be able to fund your artist part of you. And that's exactly what he did. He went and built the brand called Eat, and they've made a real thing out of it. It's really cool. It was cool to be a part of the original, and then now to look at it and see it kind of everywhere is really cool.
Yeah, I think it's always important to handle business first, like prepared type shit. Yeah,
Because you never know, like, you have a hit, right? And then, like, your business not even handled. Like it probably should have already been handled, you know? And then, like, you probably don't even got, like, your royalty, publishing everything. But, like, I mean,
yeah, I learned that years ago. 90% business and 10% talent. That's a real thing, bro. Like, it's cool if you got the hottest music on the planet and all of that. For me, here's my philosophy about that. Do as much of that 10% as you can, so when the 10% is done, is produced, is ready to be put out, you can focus all of your attention on that 90%. If you are constantly having to go back to go and clean up 10, let me write 10, let me finish 10, let me hook up with somebody 10, if you gotta do all of that over and over again, you're never gonna get to the 90%. You're never gonna get to it. That is a problem for Oklahoma. It's like crazy, bro. Prioritize.
Make sure that you develop your music first before you try to put the bag behind it.
I mean, why not? Think about, there's a very, very popular old school producer. Goes by the name of Babyface. Babyface's anthology is absolutely bananas, okay? This dude has done more music than most people. I don't know anybody that's got more songs than Babyface, bro. And never mind songs. Let's just say hits. Bro, this dude could start at 100 and we still ain't scratching the surface. He could start at 100 top 20 charting joints. Not top 100, top 20 top charting joints. At well over 100, that's just the start. Now we can go into the actual works of these. God only knows how many that might be. This dude has not worked with, like, I just heard a song he just did with LMA. Like, getting ready to do a whole female album. Like, he's gonna list all these chicks. Like I said, LMA, Ari Lennox, Money Long, and all these people. Man, it's gonna be bananas, bro. Her and SZA and all these chicks. Man, can you imagine what that's gonna be? And this is just him getting it already. He's setting the floor. He's setting the stage up. He's throwing you a filler out there. It's like fishing, man. And it's like, this is a bait that they don't normally bite on. So let's just throw it out in the water. We'll let it float around a while. We got beer. We got floaties. We just gonna sit out here. We don't care if they bite or not. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's like. So they don't really, Babyface ain't worried about that part because that's 10% right there. That 90 though, when he got all of that music done, that's all they gonna focus on when that comes. And that 90's gonna say, we're on stage. That 90's gonna say, we're on a plane headed to Nick City. That 90's gonna say, we just negotiated a contract with XYZ. You understand what I'm saying? That's the getting paid part. You ain't getting paid to be in the studio and record. You're getting paid to be in front of the people. You're getting paid to make appearances. You're getting paid to get endorsements. You're getting paid to get licensed. You're getting paid for all of those things. If it just so happens to go on a radio station, that is icing and cake candy. But the cake, always the money. Follow the bread, bro. Go in there and do the work. Get all of that stuff recorded. However many songs you want. If you want 50, then record 50. Make sure all 50 of them is ready. Don't leave demos, don't leave scraps. I'm not sure, so I left it empty. Finish the 10% and then go out there and focus only on the 90. You'll be fine.
It's kind of like a business thing. Like, you know, that you got to pay for this slot to open up for this big artist. You got to pay for promotion. So I guess that kind of goes back to the other question, like, you know, it is business and marketing, and like, you got to be able, even with paying to perform, you're paying to get in front of those people and like show your face or show your music to that person's fans. So if you open up for Lil Baby at the Criterion or something, right? You have a potential to have Little Baby's fans like your music now. So that's, you know, the biggest, you know, positive of that. But the music gotta be good. You gotta relate to them and catch their attention and make them feel you and relate to you instantly, because you only got like short sets and they're there to see the headliner. So if you're an opening act, they're kind of already dismissing you from the get-go because they're like, wait, where's Lil Baby? Where's the headliner? Where's da-da-da? Why aren't they on yet? Why are we watching this guy we don't know perform for 10 minutes, 3 songs, you know? Yeah. So you gotta make sure those 3 songs grab their attention and make them feel something, because that's when you get Lil Baby's fans or the big fans, and that's when the pay to perform can benefit you. But if you go on there and your songs aren't mixed well, or they hitting or something, or your energies, oh yeah, your energies, or people's like, who's this guy? Like they kind of weirded out by you or something because you're awkward and stuff. You gotta go show your face and, you know, work with these people.
It's the same thing as, you know, looking at a play. You know, you look at the 2 people on the stage, but you don't look at the 20 people behind the screens. You know, at the end of the day, your music is shown to be music, but there's so much going on behind the scenes that you have to be able to understand. You know, you can go on YouTube and look at the beat, but you didn't see how the beat maker made the beat. You know, you didn't see how the distribution came apart. You know, think of it this way: like, how did Take Heat end up messing with the baby? You know, you see it as, oh yeah, they're just the producer got with the baby, make some beats, but you didn't see about all the struggle, you didn't see about all the stuff that came behind with it. You are a brand, you know what I mean? Whether you know it or not. And whether you know it or not, people are actually like paying attention to you. Once you start to make a wave, a lot of people scout you. You know, whether that's A&Rs or other labels, a manager or other artists. And so you, in order to actually make something happen in the label, make something happen in the industry, you have to realize that, you know, there's a lot of people that do music, but there's only a few people that are chosen because of the way they do their music, the way they show themselves their business. You know, a lot of my opportunities came about from actually being very respectful and actually reaching out to other businesses and doing good business with other people. You know, half the battle is making music, the other half is presenting the music.
Showing up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, don't show up late. Don't be on no Oklahoma time. Don't be talking about 9 o'clock and showing up at 9:45, bro.
I'm thinking about like visiting like Atlanta and shit. But I'm most definitely gonna always rep OKC. That's where I came from.
So you want to do it here?
Yeah, I'll do it here too. You know, I'll also, of course. But I'll also like to travel and branch out too, and go to ATL, Miami, LA too. Yeah, for real. Because like shit, it was one of my dreams to go there and work over there too. Like when I started. So if I ever had the opportunity to go, I will. But it's all love, you know. I'll never leave. I always work with my people.
The people here that I've built everything with, it's a loyalty thing. I don't, not that I ever expect that sort of loyalty back.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that would never happen. But I am successful because of this place and these people. So for me, it comes back to the loyalty thing. It comes back to the promises I made whenever I started all of this is, you know, I did it here. So why would I
move somewhere?
Yeah, I did it all here, and I'm proud of this place and what we've built.
I got a lot of shit going on in Oklahoma right now, bro. But sooner or later, I'll be gone. Sooner or later. Don't know when. But I do plan on retiring somewhere beautiful. You know what I mean?
Hawaii.
Yeah, somewhere.
Kids, I got family. I can't really just up and pack
So like, you know, the little out of the state shows are cool. You know, go out there and do my thing, different place, different state. You know, support my state and then just come back home with my kids.
Yeah, I got some family I gotta, you know, support, stick with, and right now it's not a good time for me to be going nowhere. You know, family business, everything like that. But I wouldn't be afraid to branch out. I wouldn't say that this would stay where I would, you know, live out my life. But right now, or maybe in the next 5 years, I wouldn't see myself relocating anywhere.
I mean, that been on my mind lately though. Just moving around and doing my shit too. So I do got that in plans for the future. But other reasons though, it's really been on some system shit. You know what I'm saying? The reason why, like, the nigga really just can't move nowhere. But in the future, it's gonna be way better. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of shit about, you know what I'm saying? I'm about to be expunged for some shit. So everything gonna be way better. You know what I mean? To where it's like I could go out of town for real. You know what I'm saying? And live out there and, you know what I'm saying, work hard out there. You know what I mean? And build relationships and network and shit like that. But right now, it's just taking trips out of state. That's all I can do. I can't really just, and that's what I have. I have been doing that, but I can't. I can't just go out of, you know what I'm saying, state and live though.
I think it's because of the fact that the music here, at least 5 years ago, the music here was very underdeveloped. You know, like, there's not a lot of professionalism and growth to be made in Oklahoma. At least there wasn't. And as all these bigger fish started to really come about and kind of grow and develop around Oklahoma, you know, like you got your Cuttas, you know, your Chris Cuttas, you know, you got anyone from artists, you know, you got C.L. McCoy as a producer in A&R, you got, like, I can go name a list of people, and it's just, once these names started kind of really bringing the scene together, everything started shaping around it. And I feel like I stay here because there's a lot of growth here, you know? Because of that, like, the growth here is so phenomenal and so fast that it seems like opportunities are popping up left and right, you know? And I just genuinely enjoy the people. These are some of the nicest people that I've dealt with, you know? Like, you go where I'm from, you know, in New York, you know, people are not nice, but they're good people. But here, just in general, people are just good people.
I mean, there ain't no reason for me to, like, leave, you know what I'm saying, for good. I don't have no beef with people. I don't have no problems with nobody, you know what I'm saying? I don't have nobody chasing me out of Oklahoma. Like, I leave in order to make a move, you know what I'm saying? But as far as, like, moving and leaving permanently, right now, it doesn't make sense for me right now. And when that time comes, then you know, I'll bust that move. I've definitely thought about moving to San Francisco. You know, that's where Empire is, and it could definitely be very beneficial to me. You know, so who's to say I'm not getting ready to move right now? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I love Oklahoma.
Well, I have a daughter. I have a 7-year-old little girl, and I'm a full-time father. I'm a full-time dad, single dad, and her family is here, and my family is here. They help me need to make my moves to go to Atlanta or California and stuff like that. You know, I have somebody there to keep my daughter from me when I need to make moves. Shout out to my mom, my pops, and all of them. So that's honestly the real reason why I'm here. It's just when I need to make my moves, I have a great support system, my family here in Oklahoma. Because I definitely would have been gone, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, too, I got a nice stuff here in Oklahoma, cribs, all that shit. And if I need to get to somewhere, if I need to go to LA for a couple of weeks, I'm just gonna go out there for a couple of weeks, set up shop, come back home. If I need to set up shop in Atlanta, I'm go out there for a little bit, work out there, come back home. You know, that's the main reason why, just because my baby girl is just, this is her home. I don't want to take her away from what she knows, her family and the help that I get from my family for when I do make my moves. Great question, by the way.
I don't know, man. A lot of things outside of music. Like, I do love Oklahoma. I mean, I got it tattooed on my hand, you know. So I love Oklahoma. I wish Oklahoma was a little bit different sometimes, but I mean, it's changed a fuck ton since I was a kid. It's not really the same as it was, so I feel like we're moving in that direction. But yeah, man. I mean, I don't know, dude. Like, I have a house here that's paid off. You know, we can smoke weed here now all the fucking time. The cost of living is just really low. I mean, it's really easy to live here. And I do think Oklahoma is a good place to like raise kids and stuff. But yeah, there's not a lot to do here really. You know, there's not a lot of variety for in general for stuff for people to do really. So that's kind of like the boring part. But I don't know, man. I think at this point now, it's like I just feel like if I do get opportunities, then I'll go to those places and I'll do my work there or whatever, and I'll stay there for how long ever I need to for whatever. But then I'll just always come back here because it's my home. Yeah, and probably because I'm older. You know, I'm turning 38 next month.
Man, I really want to see Oklahoma win, truly. I think because I've been here for so long, I've been in this industry for so long. I've been doing music since I was 12, so I've been doing music almost 12 years. That's a lot. That's a long time. So, and to go that long and we still don't have an Oklahoma artist who's really on, like we do. We have artists who they get in there. They are. But having artists truly that is mainstream, top 40, at least, you know what I mean? Like up there that, you know, you could go to another state and mention, you know, whatever. Like, it's crazy to me. And I feel like, why wouldn't I do that for my state? Like, I could leave. I've thought about leaving so many times. Like, I should just go to Atlanta. Literally, I went to Atlanta for a weekend and got so much love and support. Met people, like, real connections. I can't, and to come back here and not even get the same, it's discouraging. It sucks. But at the same time, it's like, that's why I have to do it. I have to do it so I can break down that door so that moving forward, the other artists, I can pull them up with me. Like, we don't need just one artist who's doing it and everybody else just left in the dust. No, we need everybody up there. It's enough money for all of us to eat. Like, I don't know how else to explain it. Like, it's so important because there's gonna be another young girl out there like me who wants to do the same thing, and she needs to see somebody do it, and I'm gonna be that girl to do it.
I don't really think so. I don't really think that you have to move in order to like really develop a brand and an artist, because that's what social media is for. You know, there's so much marketing done nowadays that's both indirect and direct that you yourself can really make your name out there as long as you're willing to put in the work. You know, there's a lot of people that I know that follow a step system where they reach out to other people through social media and build their brands that way, whether it's by doing features, whether it's by doing collaborations or other projects.
No, you just gotta apply yourself more. You need to invest too. You can't. It takes money to make money. You gotta invest.
You gotta invest in yourself what you want people to invest in you, because if you wouldn't put $5 behind your name, why would you want me to put 100?
Nah, June made that possible. Yeah, June made that possible. At first, I ain't gonna lie, when I first started, I was thinking like that. But then when I saw June do it, it just gave me way more hope. Like, you know, like that nigga, because at the end that we both from the same state. No matter we from two different cities, we from the same state. So, you know what I'm saying? If nigga can make it out there, nigga can make it out here. You know what I'm saying? So I'm in the capital. You feel me? So shit, I'm where everybody go. You know what I mean? So everybody need to go ahead and tap in, man. Just tap in with AP, y'all gonna see, man. For real.
I say everybody has a different angle, and so for some people, the angle that they take, you don't have to go anywhere. Getting dumb placements, making money, you know what I'm saying? And like I told you earlier, like not leaving the house type shit, you know what I'm saying? That's different angles. Kind of producer that I want to be, and the kind of producer that a nigga that sit on this computer is two different kind of producers, and that's fine. Ain't nothing wrong with it, because me and him can both have the same kind of money. We can both get the same kind of rich and have the same kind of accolades. He's just a different kind of nigga. I'm trying to have a brand. I'm trying to be a producer figure. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to be like a figure. I'm not trying to just be a computer ass fucking producer. Because if I can rap, you know what I'm saying, I just don't want to rap. So I got to be a star in that field. Fuck it.
I don't think so, because I made it, I feel like, and I've been in Oklahoma, you know what I mean? Is it good to go to these places? Fuck yeah, of course. But to make it in today's day and age, no. Back then, yeah. I feel like you definitely had to move around back in the day.
Like the death row days.
Oh my goodness. You definitely had to move around back in the day. But now, you can reach China from your living room. You know, you can reach Turkey from your living room now. You can reach anywhere you want to and sitting in your living room. You don't have to go nowhere no more. That's the beauty of the internet and stuff now. You just gotta know how to work that system. You gotta know how to work that platform that is given to us. Don't just go in there trying to search fine ladies and females or talk shit on the internet if you're an artist or producer. Get on there and grind and hit up 100 people a day. You hit up 100 people a day, that's 700 people a week. 4 weeks out of the month, that's 2,800 people that you hit. Close to 3,000 that you hit in 1 month. You watch how big how those people's that outcome's gonna be for you.
You grow your fan base.
Super.
Man, there's a lot of back end stuff that we have to do, especially when like you get put in the hot seat. You know, when I was working for when I recently made the placement for the newest movie that came out. One of the biggest problems that I had was that they wanted a second song, and they said, "Hey, you got 24 hours to make this track work. We're putting Meg Thee Stallion on it. We're doing other stuff with it." I'm like, that's great. What do you want? We want A, but it doesn't need to be like B. But we want it to be like B, but we don't really want it close to A. You know, but it needs to be like C, but it can't be too close to C. You know, you as the producer have to visualize, their painting and then paint it out for them, you know, because at the end of the day, your job is to make it work. Your job is to be creative. Your job is to put things together no matter how hard or difficult it is. And so there's just so much problems on the back end of things, especially when it comes to really important stuff that you have to be prepared for it to do. Whether you're gonna spend 2 hours or 90 hours in, you know what I mean, in 1 week. So.
Definitely not what I expected it to be. Definitely hard work. There's a lot of things that you wouldn't consider. Budgeting, definitely one thing, but traveling, the time it takes out of your day, a lot of things, and shit could happen. So you always gotta take it head on. And as far as like tour life, it's not easy. It's not for everybody, but it's definitely worth the experience. I would say at least try to branch out. I wouldn't say do an entire tour. Don't book out your whole year for your first run, but have a little season for yourself. You know what I mean?
Doing samples not getting cleared, or a label asking you to quote unquote remake something for somebody, or somebody doing that to your beat, you know what I'm saying? Like, those are like tough situations that you have to deal with, and it's hard, I'm not gonna lie, especially when you have situations like a producer, an artist might did a song on a producer's beat, they're asking for way too much money. Then they come to you and they're like, okay, we need this beat like flipped, you know what I'm saying? But then you might have a relationship with that producer, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, damn, like that puts you in a situation because you want to do the record, but you also don't want to undercut another producer, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's whack situations and tough decisions that you have to make, but shit comes with the business, man. I done had situations where songs ain't get cleared and I missed out on a lot of money. I done had situations to where I've done samples or I've used samples and due to vocals being too vulgar or something, like the sample won't get cleared and you gotta go back and redo the whole beat, or you artist might have did a song on one of your beats 4 years ago and now the beat is outdated, you know what I'm saying, quote unquote outdated, and you gotta come back and update it, or they get somebody else to do it for over your stuff, you know what I'm saying, like that shit is whack. So yeah, it's a lot of bullshit that come with the industry.
Clearing samples is always like, it's always became like a big deal when I first started. Cause like I already knew about that too, and if it's a bag, I don't care about feelings. Like it's business, you know what I mean? Type shit. You can hate me later, but we got work. Don't work when your back hurts from being, you know what I mean? Yeah, when you're making beats, always back always hurts. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie to that too.
Well, I met a lot of people that thought that they were something when they weren't at all. I think that's probably the most annoying shit, man. Is when you meet somebody that like they're so fucking confident in their shit, but they're not good. For real, I just didn't want them to waste your fucking time, bro. Being straight up, man. Like, I'm just being real, dude. If you got the juice, you got the juice. If you don't have the juice, you don't have it. It don't matter how much you try to flex or pretend or whatever the fuck. Like, if you got talent, you got talent. If you don't, you don't. And that's it, you know? And so...
It could be a lot, man. It could be so much shit to come with this thing. You gotta have tough skin to be in a business like this, man. It takes a lot of motherfucking money, for one, for a shit show. It takes a lot of motherfucking patience with people that actually are working, actually putting that time in, actually putting that struggle in. You gotta make sure that, bro, you can't not stop. You have to be consistent. It's too much. It's too many people out here that is actually working just as hard, if not, like, even harder to try to get to your situation. So you gotta know that you're going up against a billion motherfuckers in this industry. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna take money. It's gonna cost you a lot more than you're gonna gain at this point. And you gotta be ready to do that. You gotta be ready to spend that money. You gotta be ready to put it all on the line for your career or for whatever that you're doing.
To network, bro, stay humble, bro, and be consistent. Be loyal. Those are the 4 things I can say. I don't want nigga to approach me and you know what I'm saying, we trying to build a relationship and then it's not what it seemed like, you know what I'm saying, nigga just showing fake love, saying it's just business. Oh, it's just business, bro. But nah, bro, you make it, you know what I'm saying, some niggas will make it seem like they fuck with you but really don't. I don't know. I'm just looking for loyalty, bro, and genuine companions and like relationships. Locked in for life, gang.
Not everybody in this industry is your friend. Not everybody in this industry is your friend. A lot of these motherfuckers is here for a reason. A lot of them here for a season.
It's hard. Time management is key. Definitely get your calendar straight, get your reminders on. And don't forget to take care of yourself. That's a big thing. Make sure that in your schedule you take a day out for yourself and hang out with your family. just unwind for a moment. It's rewarding behind after seeing everything that you've done pay off, but the footwork is definitely a whole experience that I would never take back, because you don't learn nothing just sitting at your home. So the meetings, the events, the shows, I love it all.
Motherfuckers gonna hate you even when you ain't doing shit. Motherfuckers gonna envy you when you ain't doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? When you in your own lane and you grinding, you still gonna have haters. No matter how cool you be to niggas, you shake niggas' hands, they talking behind your back. You know what I'm saying? So, hell yeah, like, and that's just because that's just some shit I already know. Like, just witness and been around. So it's just, no matter what type of nigga you is, go ahead, haters, man. So just keep grinding, man. Just do you. Don't worry about shit. Just do you, man. Just do you.
When you're not being consistent, there's always gonna be someone out there working like harder, type. You know what I mean?
They're hungry.
Yeah. So like, sometimes like whenever I get down, you know, like I start feeling down, I just think about like there's probably like someone else like working, and I'm like just sitting here. That was like the thing that kept me going. It's like I'm not trying to compete with anybody. I guess it's like be better than how you were yesterday type shit.
I just wish I would have knew how to get paid for everything. I wish I would have knew how to get paid up front and on the back end way ahead of time. Like when I first started making beats. When I first started making beats, I was undercutting myself, you know what I'm saying? I was selling beats for bags of weed sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Or not knowing my worth. I wish I would have knew my worth back then, because I would have been doing what I'm doing now.
I think the biggest thing I've learned so far is that there isn't a right way. There isn't, there's no script, there's no blueprint of how to do this. Every relationship, my relationship with Kutta could get me somewhere that your relationship with Kutta would get you somewhere else. And you know, it's so cool. I think I've learned that to just enjoy it, and I think that, you know, my biggest lesson is just to not try to make things work a certain way, or like, okay, I thought this was gonna go this way, and then get down because it didn't work. And like there's no timeline, you just gotta do what you know you're good at, and that will get you exactly where you need to go. And if you're good at 16 things, be good at 16 things. If you're good at being a singer, be a great singer. Like, it will get you exactly where you need to be when you need to be there. I think my biggest lesson was just not trying to force things, and not trying to like, okay, I need to be seen here because this is make or break. It wasn't, you know? I'm good at what I'm good at, and I just need to build off of those things versus trying to be, you know, I think just trying to let go of this, okay, I'm gonna do this in 5 years, I'm gonna do this in 10 years, this is the goal, you know, just being a little bit more relaxed. Obviously having goals and having plans is great, but we are in an absolutely 100% creative environment that can change at any moment. So you just let go of that whole idea that, you know, things need to be a certain way, and that I need to know certain things or be this certain, you know, there was a mold that I always put on myself and on my career. And once I kind of let that go, things started working a lot easier. So.
I knew That's what you said kind of inspiring. It's another thing. Like, I'm sorry.
The biggest lesson that I've learned during my career, one, never give up. Never give up. Just because your time didn't happen when you thought it was going to, it's going to happen exactly when it was supposed to happen. So, never give up. Don't allow yourself to get discouraged. Second, believe in yourself. Don't, like I said before, there's going to be tons of people who tell you you're not good enough. You're not this, you're not that. We don't fuck with it. We don't, just because they don't fuck with it, there's an audience for everybody. Remember that. There's an audience for everybody. Like, you look at artists like, Rico Nasty. You look at artists like Coily Ray. You look at artists that are pushing these envelopes and, these genre-bending artists. Willow Smith. You know what I mean? Like, there's an audience for everybody. You may not have it in Oklahoma, and that's okay. But that doesn't mean that it's not out there. The world is bigger. So don't feel like just because, you're not seeing it right now means, oh, I just need to give up, or I just, whatever. Like, never. Don't do that. And then, I would say the last thing it's really taught me is just perseverance. And I feel like all these lessons really go hand in hand with each other, but man, it's gonna get hard. No matter what you're doing, life gets hard. Like, it gets hard to stay consistent. It gets hard to stay inspired. It gets hard to, it takes sacrifice. Like, when I'm talking about, putting this much towards studio and then this much towards, the engineering. Oh, don't forget, you gotta buy beats. You know what I mean? And then turn around and you put, money behind the video. Then you have to go and you put money behind your marketing. And how much money you put behind your marketing really determines how far your song can go. All of those things, I think it can be very discouraging to artists, especially as an independent artist, but you just have to trust your process, trust your gift, trust your purpose. And if this is what you're supposed to be doing with your life, it's gonna happen for you regardless. There's nothing that can stop it. Nothing can take what's meant from you. So, persevere, keep going. You know what I mean? That's all you can do. That's all you can do. And just trust and know that when it's your time, it's gonna be your time. And you'll know when it's your time. Trust me. Your time.
Everything is what it seems. A lot of this stuff is for show. Either you're gonna play that game or you're not gonna play that game. And if you play that game, then you're gonna go one direction. If you don't play that game, then you're probably always gonna be hella independent and grinding on your own. But honestly, man, like, one thing too I would say, and there's one thing that took me a long time to learn, and now I'm like way better on it, is patience. Patience, because a lot of times in this stuff you have to wait around forever for something to drop, and that sucks, you know what I mean? You're just waiting, my job waited like sometimes like a year or something. Horrible, like it's worse, but yeah, just patience and just play your game, man. I don't know what else to say. Like, do what you want to do. Like, play it however you want to play it. I don't think there's one right way to do this, man. It's like Jay-Z said one time. I'm not even a huge Jay-Z fan, really, but he had this one lyric and it was like, it was something basically like, if they can tell you how to do it, they never did it. Because at least in this music shit, art in general, like, at least from what I've seen, man, it seems like everybody breaks in a different way. You know what I mean? And so there's not really like one set way. You just gotta play your game and just grind at it and see where it goes, you know?
Yeah, I'm having a huge PTSD right now thinking about it, man. Like, it's okay to fail as long as you're willing to grow from it. That's the biggest thing. A lot of producers start off young and you will make a lot of mistakes. You will accidentally burn bridges. There will be people who will think of you negatively because just by association, who you rock with, who you don't. And that's all okay. It's okay to mess up. You know what I mean? As long as you focus on growing from that, as long as you focus on trying to do something more than just staying around the negativity around you. I think that was the biggest one for me, man. For a while, I really focused on trying to be something that I wasn't, you know? And I let what other people say get to me, and let this idea behind, you know, what is and what isn't really get to me. I'm about to go on a tangent, but like what really changed my perspective was that once I started to realize that my value of who I am meant more to me than what other people did, that's what really changed my perspective on everything. I started realizing that when I went to the movie premiere for the movie that came out, I was around just these like models. I was around these people that just looked like they were the part, you know? I didn't look the part. People thought I was their security. I got asked that 3 times, man. For real. That hurt. That made me like realize that, you know, it's okay to not fit in. You know, it's a weird thing. Like I started changing myself, started working out more, I started doing all the stiff stuff where it just became toxic to where I wanted to change myself to try to fit in, and I started to realize it just didn't matter. Yeah, it really doesn't matter, man. Like too many people focus on the negative things and there's no reason for any of that. Don't waste your time on negative emotions. Don't waste your time on that stuff, because the biggest thing that most artists, producers, and anyone that does any type of creative art, a lot of them have depression because they feel like they hit this wall. They feel like I should be somewhere I'm not. They feel like I should be like in some aspect that they're not. And it just causes this negativity, and if you're too busy focusing on what you should be, then you're not focusing on where you're at now, you know? And I feel like as long as you live to where you are now, you focus on what is now, what is right in front of you, you'll start at least saying, look, it doesn't matter what is around me. Look at what's in front of you.
Biggest lesson. Patience. I think patience is the best answer for me on that, because you just never know when something's going to happen for you. Opportunities is not written for you. It's not something that you can write in your own space and will. It's got to happen. It's got to happen for you. And if you're not patient and you're just like, fuck it, I quit, that opportunity is never obviously gonna come at all. Now, I've been patient so many times for things, and you know, I've had ups and downs in this industry. It hasn't always just been, you know, smooth sailing for me. I had deals that fell through. I had placements that fell through that I thought it was gonna happen. It didn't happen. All kind of different opportunities, but it discourages you. Yes, it definitely discourages you. But you have to sit back and be like, if I got these many opportunities, another one's bound to happen. Another one's gotta happen. And so patience is definitely, I think, is the biggest thing in this industry that you have to have. Definitely.
That's a weird question too, because you know how sometimes you ask yourself, you know, well, if you had it all do over again, what would you change? And sometimes you think to yourself, I wouldn't change a thing, I enjoyed the ride, whatever. You know, sure, there might be some things you might change. However, I think of it this way as well. If there is something to be learned and something to think that it could have gone better if X, Y, and Z would have happened, you have to remember today that you're fully capable of making X, Y, and Z happen right now, okay? Think of what X, Y, and Z might entail. Now, this is just like in algebra. You know how when you get the numbers and then the letters are incorporated? Letters are not numbers, so how the heck am I supposed to come up with the with the answer for this? What Y is, what X is, and what Z is? This is kind of like that. You ask yourself, what is X, Y, and Z? The answer should be 10% is music. So record all the music you can and get it all finished and ready to go. Y should be your 90%, handle all of your business. Get into the specifics of that. I need all of my contract work. If I'm doing a venue, how much do I want to get paid? If I'm going to be there for 2 hours, how much do I want to get paid? If I'm going to put on 45-minute set, what is that going to require? If I'm going out of state, how much? If I'm going overseas, out of the country, whatever. What ducks do I need to have in a row? These are X, Y, and Z. That's what I mean by that. So you gotta put all that together. And then finally, that Z part as well should also be that articulation piece. Do I know how to talk to people? I can't go on Jimmy Kimmel. I can't go on, Trevor Noah show. And this man fits to talk over my head because all I do is say F words. Come on, man. You know what I'm saying? You want to have an intelligent conversation with them. Get your stuff together. That's the X, Y, and the Z. So if there is something that needs to be done, if you had to do it all over again, those are the things. Get all of that stuff in order. So figure it out. Ask questions. There are resources out here, like I said, Yeah. Don't not take it seriously.
I said the biggest lesson I've had to learn is the same saying that everybody's been saying, like it is dead ass about who you know. That's it. Like I've been hard for a minute, you know what I'm saying? And it was just about getting into the hands of people who knew people and loved me enough to sell me to other people. And it just started clicking, you know what I'm saying? Like everywhere I went, people would start clicking, you know what I'm saying? Like they was starting to fuck with my shit. And they was fucking with me. And I spent time with these people, building relationships with them, like real ample time with them, you know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, it is the biggest lesson I learned is really about networking, bro. You really have to get dirty, bro. Get your feet wet, get your hands dirty. Everything that they got to say with doing something like that, bro, you got to do it. You got to go play in the trenches. You got to go get dirty on them, bro. You got to get dirty on the nigga. That's just what it is.
I would think a bad manager is probably just somebody that just mostly talk and no action. The same could be said about legal representation too. Promoters are like that too. You'll get shady promoters that claim they'll get shows and stuff for you and don't. Or maybe they get you shows and the shows are like, all right, we had 6 people, so that was 2 more than we had last time, Gotta do better, And again, look at what your set is, if that's what's happening to you. Think about your set. Because I don't really care if you perform in front of 6 people, 60 people, or 600. The goal is still the same. Is my show off the charts? Did they get anything out of this show that said, not only am I entertained, I'm so glad I came? That. You need that. You gotta have it.
Yeah, you know what I mean? As a producer, I'm looking for a manager that could basically manage me like shit. Answer my DMs, like, you know what I'm saying? Answer more of my phone calls, handle them inquiries. Cause like, nigga, I got anxiety. Like, I don't really like talking to people. On God, I don't. But shit, I still handle business. That's why I look for a manager, just to be reliable, on point, you know what I'm saying? Have that money and shit. Loyalty. We locked in forever.
Oh, man, listen. The artists that are coming up, I'm gonna tell y'all like this. You don't need a manager until you have something to manage. Understand that, because you have to pay this man a percentage of your purse or your winnings. And because this man is actually working for you and managing your career. So have a career to manage if you're gonna have a manager. Going into managing, a good manager is somebody who's gonna pay attention to your every need. A person that's gonna do for what's good for you. Not what's good at that time, but what's good for you. You know what I mean? Like, they're supposed to be on your team.
But they're not gonna be a yes man. They're supposed to be.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? A manager will never be a yes man. They're not just gonna agree on your every idea because your every idea might not be a good idea. He's gonna make sure that he has the right people to figure that out.
First of all, I'll tell you, a good manager is gonna get you shows. A good manager is gonna have resources in order to get you indoors, and you know what I'm saying? A good manager is gonna push you. A good manager is not gonna be a yes man. You feel me? And a good manager is gonna be on your ass, you feel me? And a good manager works for you. You don't work for them. You feel me? A manager doesn't get paid until you get paid. So, I would say watch out for the opposite of those things. You know what I'm saying? Like literally, a motherfucker most managers can be janky as hell. But you want them to be janky for you. You feel me? On your side. So, yeah.
Bad manager. So I have seen a deal happen locally. Not from a manager, but from an agent, where I don't know if the artist just didn't ask. I'm not entirely sure how it all happened, but I do know that they would tell the artist, you know, I booked this show for you for $500, you're gonna get paid $500, and you know, you're gonna give me 20%, right? So he did this over and over and over again. Well, the artist talked to one of the venue owners at some point and realized that his manager was actually getting paid $2,000 a show, and he was only giving him $500 and then taking 20%. Okay, so I think that a huge red flag for agents, managers, things like that, is not being transparent about deals and things, because the thing is the artist has hired you. The artist doesn't work for you. You don't. So I think that there's a real rough area, a real gray area where there's some confusion in that. The manager is not in charge of the transact. Like, the artist is the boss. Okay, that role does not need to be confused. The manager manages the artist's stuff. And like, if the artist needs personal management, that's a different conversation. But that's still only personal things. You're not in charge of, you can't make a decision technically on, like, the artist gets the final say. They are the final line. They are all of those things. So they are in charge. And I see a lot of issues arising where the managers start trying to be in charge and start trying to take control of artists. Like, I don't know. At the end of the day, I don't have a single artist where I wouldn't be like, hey, they hit me up about this. Are you cool with it? Do you want to do this? If not, I'll tell them no. You know, I'm the middleman. All I'm doing is communicating for them, but I still have to get their response to be able to communicate back to the venue. You know, I can't predict what an artist is going to say.
Probably someone that would like not make you like overwork yourself. You know what I mean? Like, okay, like, all right, it's good to put in some time, but like, don't overwork yourself because you want to get burnt out. You know? Yeah, and then who checks up on you and like takes care of you in a way. You know what I mean? That would be like a good manager. What I do know, what a good manager does is a person that will put you in the right spots, get you connected good, and also put you in the right spot to make where you could easily shine. You know what I mean?
Where you position.
Yeah, like where you're supposed to be doing type shit. That motivates you, because what's a good team without knowing what to make? Without motivation, pushing each other type shit.
I mean, I'm just gonna dumb it down simple. If you can find the same stuff that your manager is finding you, you might want to look somewhere else. You know, if you can, you can do this. You know, because managers is supposed to be somebody that can help elevate your career, get you different things, get you stuff to get you to the next level. You know what I mean? Personally, I had a manager. Shit, I never had a label, or I've been independent my whole career. So, but I've known people that have management and managers and stuff, and if they don't, you know, if you just don't see them getting to the next level, it's a phone call that you can make, or a show that you can call to get, or you get your own stuff, then yeah, man, you might want to look for somebody that can help you.
Like, why are you giving them 20%?
Yeah, you know what I mean? Or something that I can do on my own, you know?
Man, the thing with managing is you're only really, this is what I figured out, man. All the business type stuff in music, all you're getting from people like that is connections and networking and shit. That's all they do. Like that's what they do for you. And at least from my experience. And so if you're a good networker, you don't need a manager. Like if you can talk to people really good, network, and do all that, you don't need a manager. I'm horrible at that shit. So I needed one, you know, to fucking not make me look like a dick or whatever and be 100. So yeah, I just think it depends if you need a manager. You're not good really, if you're not a people person, you know, look, if you can put up with bullshit, you can manage yourself. Because that's all managers and all these people do, bro. All they do is they put up with the bullshit business side of the music industry. So I feel like if you good at bullshitting, man, do that. But I'm not good at bullshitting, so I would just have to get people to kind of bullshit.
I'm about to break a lot of feelings and break a lot of hearts, man. First off, I've been asked to be a manager for a lot of people because of my experience with finances, consulting, the people that I know, and I've turned down every single one because to me personally, I don't have the qualifications to be a manager because I don't have what I personally believe what it takes to take them to the next level because I don't think I have the connections for them. And I say this only because there are a lot of people who do think they do and they don't. There's so many people that like management isn't just like, hey, I'm just going to handle your finances, or management isn't just, hey, I'm just going to like you need places to do shows. Yeah, I know places you can do shows.
Like, hey, I'm Snoop Dogg's cousin. I'm
and there's a lot of people like that, man. There's a lot of people that like say, oh yeah, man, I can do your own photography, I can do your own video work, I can just pay for your studio time. That's not what management is. Management is finding out what your artist needs and then pursuing that, finding out what your producer needs and putting it in the right area. There's too many managers, too many bad managers that are flooding these gates. It's hard to find the right one, you know? There's so many bad trees, it's hard to find the right apple, you feel me? And if you really want to find a good manager, you have to find someone that actually has multiple people they're already working with, has connections and proof of concept that actually works, and then actually takes the time for not only yourself, but for the other people they work with too. Like someone that actually understands what you want and is willing to try to find it for you. Someone that doesn't wait for you to make opportunities and then says, hey, oh yeah, I see you're doing something, let me help you out. No, it's someone that actually makes those opportunities for you. Someone that gives you a paperwork that isn't just, 1 page, 2 paragraphs, but actually gives you a 7-page paperwork saying, look, this is in detail what I'm doing for you. This is something that you're going to do once I give this to you. This is what I'm getting on the back end, but this only works if I make it work, Not someone that's ripping off of you or ripping off your brand or trying to make themselves look good, To summarize this whole tangent, if you're a manager who is focusing on focusing on you and not them, you're a bad manager. You know what I mean? Like if you're focusing on the brand of your management and not their brand as an artist and a producer, you're a bad manager. Like the whole team needs to eat before you need to eat. It doesn't matter if you look bad. If they look good, you look good. There's too many people who don't get this mind state. There's too many people that think that, oh yeah, I have money or I have this and that. None of that shit matters. If you don't have passion for these people, you don't try to put yourself out for these people, then stop trying to be a manager for them.
Shout out to my brother D Loco, Godfather, Dope Boy Click. one of the only people in Oklahoma that got a verse with Pimp C. Pimp C had came to Oklahoma. What was it? What was it called back then? Spring Lake Convention Center, I think that's what it was called then, right? Yeah. And it was the opening. You know, they had live in concert Pimp C. After the concert, we go to the motherfucking studio. And you know what I'm saying? It's my brother Spyda's studio. He in there working on something. You know what I'm saying? And Pimp C just walked in and was like, man, that boy good on them keys right there. You know what I'm saying? I remember seeing Pimp C talk about telling Spyda, you know what I'm saying, man, just keep up that good work, man. Keep working, man. You good on them. You magical on them keys. You know what I'm saying? So it was crazy, bro. Like, I miss my brother, man. It's been a long time. Like, a long time. He was a real supporter of Oklahoma music, brother. He was one of the cornerstones of Oklahoma music. Spyda was he was a pillar in the community, bro. He helped a lot of artists kind of just build their craft and really build them as what they was, artists for sure. You know, he worked with a lot of artists in Oklahoma, man. A lot of the, you know, the first and second generation artists, you know, were guaranteed I'd worked with or recorded at, you know what I'm saying? Spyda's, man, this is crazy.
Yeah, I do, man. I remember sitting in a session with my brothers and Keytek. That's where I first met Keytek. Hilarious dude. Very funny guy, man. You know, he was our legendary producer. He was our guy, you know what I mean? He's
Our Zaytoven.
man, he was that guy that you needed him. You needed that sound, you know what I mean? You needed that sound with Keytek. But like I said, hilarious guy, and so dope on those beats. And Spyda as well. I do Spyda as well. Rest in peace, Spyda, man. You know, I've been to his studio back in the day and stuff. I met Spyda actually during the time when I was doing my stuff with Privilege I was talking about earlier. And we went to his studio and we worked with Spyda a couple times, man. And he's just another, Wise Notes, right? Yeah, Wise Notes. Yeah. Just a good dude, man. And, you know, it's just sad that you know, he passed away so early before his, you know, he got to see all this new creativeness that you can do in this industry, because he would have just probably been, man, no telling where he would have been right now, but everywhere, beyond the city, you know what I'm saying? But rest in peace, Spyda, man, and shout out to Keytek, man. An unfortunate situation for him, but legendary Oklahoma, man, all day.
We're sitting in the studio where literally a lot of the music happened. It's crazy because it's such a transformation of what it used to be. I can remember coming in here and this bitch being full of motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? And you walk into that back red room, which is now, you know, GQ's room, and sitting at the desk at the table would be this big dude, big round dude. You know what I'm saying? He went by the name of Keytek. You know what I'm saying? He had this little young dude sitting beside him at all times at the table, just working with him all the time, AKA Chris Cutter. And you know, they was always in room 8. That was room 8. And you had room B over here. You had Hamza and them in that room, kind of working albums and working, you know, stuff. It was crazy how this building produced so many artists. Not just, you know, Oklahoma, but we're talking about so much music. I've heard a lot of people have recorded in this. Hell, Kanye West has recorded in the studio. And it's kind of like coming in here watching these producers do what they do compared to what they was doing back then. Back then, a lot of the producers was doing straight things off the keys. You know what I'm saying? Everything was off the keys. This is before Fruit Loops.
So early on, artists like Roger, you know, from Roger and Zapp, these guys would play a full, you know, let's say the song was 7 minutes long. Bro, they would just take 7 minutes of recording time and lay out his drum parts, you know, lay out his bass line. And he would just play for 7 minutes. Lay out his chords and all of that. He would just play for 7 minutes. So if he's got a 8-track or 12-track mixer, you know, or if they were using even ADAT at the time, he would literally just take one whole tape that's got 8 tracks on it. He would just put all of those different parts and lay them all out separately. And then he would pour vocals to it from there. So that's what the 2-track was like for us. We would just lay down one part that we liked. So whether that was drums, bass line, whatever, you just lay down one piece at a time, and then you lay down your second one and then mesh them together on one track. And then you had that track open again and you could do the same thing. So for me personally, I mean, just over the years, just hearing some of that stuff about how we kind of concepted, how we work with all these different amazing musicians and other people that inspired us. You know, we had a bond, and with Spyda and I, it didn't matter how much time went by, you know, how many states I was across, or he was across, who he was dealing with, how many kids the man had, none of it. Like, it didn't matter. It was always a ride or die situation between he and I. We just had an amazing bond, and I was always truly, truly grateful for the opportunity to not only be a part of his life and him being a part of mine, but us sharing that bond with the music and having that as our kind of our nucleus, you know, if you will. It wouldn't matter how much time would go by if Spyda were able to somehow, some way miraculously return, we would fall right back in the saddle. Still to this day, after all the years that have passed, and we would still be freaking frat just the same. So
when he passed, that took a lot out of me.
Yeah, I mean, anything I did musically, I always wanted to share it with him. I wanted him to hear it. I wanted, necessarily for approval, but for that bonding element I was talking about, like, you kind of get into a comfort zone. It's almost like pacifying. Just knowing that there's somebody that you can share some of these musical visions with, if you will, and you cling on to that. It's like a security blanket, if you will. And to not have a security blanket is what it was like. And I would imagine that Kenya, it was like that, you know, Charlotte Vaughn, Spyda like that. Definitely Liquid. Ain't no question in my mind, it was like that for him. The cats from D-Funk, you know what I'm saying? Cap, all of us, man. You know, there's so many people around the city that just love and miss it. You know, L Easy, it's everybody, man. Kurt, Crazy, Trail, all of us, man. We just missed that boy like crazy. He was just a hell of an influence, man, and just somebody you could, when it came to music, you could just vibe with, and he just fit the mold with. If it was music, Spyda is the epitome, he's the definition of what music is like in the physical form of a human being. Like, he is that, you know what I mean? Like, it didn't matter what kind of music it was, he embodied it just the same, and he enjoyed doing whatever music it was. If it were music, he signed up, you know what I mean? He's dialed in. He's gonna try his best to give you the best product he can give you. As anybody I know, or that you know, or that don't know, as anybody, and I guarantee you they'll concur with that, bro. Like, he was this amazing musical human being. He'll always be missed, definitely by me and so many others, man. So Keytek was good peoples, man. He's still a good dude, still to this day. I haven't talked to him in many moons. But yeah, he's a real good dude, man. And it was just unfortunate seeing how all of that played out and ended up putting him in that situation. But, you know, it is what it is. And, you know, he had to do what he had to do in order to feed his own soul and keeping him respect him for his decision. one of my fondest memories, I would say, about Tech is going up to, they used to have an organization that was called Waveform 7. And it was in Trey Burton's studio. We went up there a couple times and just hung out. And I remember Tech was one of the first people that ever showed me about what we used to call a snake, where you had all these wires that used to run out of the ADATs into the mixer. And he was one of the first people to show me how to hook all that stuff up. So when we got ADATs that me and Spyda used to record with, we knew how to hook our stuff up. He was one of the first people to show me that. This was a lot of the reason why they called him Keytek in the first place. He was very, I mean, he had a wealth of knowledge of how to not only hook up sound equipment, but how to get the most out of it. You know, he was very
Seems like he's ahead of his time.
Yeah, he was just zeroed in on all of that kind of stuff early on. But yeah, he showed me them snakes and how to finagle those, so we would know how to handle ourselves there, so we wouldn't have a bunch of wires laying all over the place. And you knew what was going where and all of that. Me and Spyda had went over there a couple times, and we would take beats over there and stuff sometimes, and you know, we get ciphers and stuff going. Tech used to rap a little bit too, so we would all, you know, just kind of get into ciphers. That was something me and Spyda used to pride ourselves on all of the time, was just getting in huddles and ciphers with everybody, and we'd get after it. So it didn't matter what style you had, West Coast, East Coast, whatever. Like, if you knew how to rap, you know what I'm saying, we would just come through your spot, and we was lace it, and we was call you out and see if you can get up here and represent like we was. So we would get up there and say whatever, and then they would get comfortable with us being there. And next thing you know, here they are spitting their bars, and we all like, woo, you know. It was cool. I remember if Tech was there, but I remember one time we had this, there was like this really big concert that it came here, and everybody was like at Lincoln, I think, right there where Jimmy Johnson's used to be, in about 42nd and Lincoln maybe. Everybody was here. It was like Whitehead Brothers, Teddy Riley was here, Latifah was here. I want to say Naughty by Nature might have been here. Can't remember, but anyway, we were kind of walking through the halls. Somebody had a room there, so we all went to this room. This so-and-so had. We were in there busting a freestyle. We got a cypher going, and Bucket Loke was there, I remember. And Bucket like came at me, you know. He was like rap battling, you know what I'm saying? He was saying some dirty, yeah, exactly. Just coming from me, just kind of trying to tear my head off in front of everybody. And right when I went to retaliate and say what I was gonna say, the door opens to the hotel room. Queen Latifah walks right in the door, dog. I was like, oh, snap. You know, we like bugging. You know, oh, the queen, you know, Cass is like bowing and stuff. It was bananas, man. It was so cool. And I think like for a minute, everything just kind of froze. But Tech, cool as a cucumber, man. Fresh out the fridge, bro. He didn't never get starstruck. I'm sitting in here tweaking. I'm just like, Tech was always cool, man. He didn't never fold like that in the sight of anybody like that was of a celebrity presence. He used to always be cool.